That was quite loud for me, anyway. I don't know how it is for you. Let's do it again. It's Hump Day. That means Wednesday, everybody. Everybody should have a nooner on Hump Day. Everybody should, like, right now, why are you listening to this show when you should be having a nooner?
Pause the show.
Okay, I'll turn off the camera.
Oh, or you know what? Better yet, do the nooner, keep the show on, listen in the background. It enhances your experience.
There you go.
Yes. If you have an erection longer than 4 hours, call somebody else. It ain't my problem. Okay. It's not my problem. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
You know, I was just talking to Chris. The word Androcide is in our title. And the word Androcide should have been used by a lot of us. Maybe like the smarter people, like Sargon, have probably already used it. And I just missed it. But it is a word that should have been used in our titles related to these franchises for the last 6 years. Androcide is the genocide of men, basically. And I'm like, hey, I haven't used this word before. Let's do it. Let's go. So we're going to talk about Star Trek and Star Wars and the place that they're in right now. And it is kind of funny that if you only go, well, in the last year and 3 months, Chris, 4 months. Well, let's just say year and a half. Acolytes come out. Shooty was Last Doctor Who and Starfleet Academy are all within a year and a half of each other. And what do they all have in common? They're all the wokest fucking message-filled thing in its final form, to the point where it's an atrocity, but it's also comically bad to where it could pass off as a parody. Like if you have made these exact scripts of Starfleet Academy, the end of Doctor Who, and Acolyte and made it as a parody, it would work. It would absolutely work.
Well, it's because they lean into new stereotypes, which I think everyone hates. And related the article that I put in the private chat, how prestige TV vilifies men.
Oh, yes, it does.
Very dense story we could get into or whatnot later, but that's it. They lay out the blueprint for how it's done in bullet points. Maybe we'll get into it later, but that's how they've killed these franchises. That's why that horrible, I know we'll look at it later because you didn't see it yesterday on Real BBC, that Mando and Grogu trailer, that is so bad. It looked like a teaser for the trailer that they didn't show.
It looked AI. It looked fucking AI. And the AI stuff that they're now suing Google to stop is better. And it's still AI slop. Don't get me wrong. And listen, I think it's got more heart and everything, but it's still AI slop. It is.
It is. They could have run that on the internet and said, watch the Super Bowl trailer, but like that was the trailer. I mean,
you know what? A bunch of women made that decision. I 100%. Promise you, a bunch of women and maybe a couple of gay dudes made that decision. Oh my God, it's so cute. Nah.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. Did you watch any of I know you didn't watch the Super Bowl.
I didn't watch a second of the Super Bowl.
The pregame stuff, which I had my TV on from 10 a.m. through 3 p.m. start of the game, where they didn't kick off until 3:40. The programming of note, there were many hosts who were involved in the pregame that, let's say they had an accent that told me, this is a gay person. And they were really pushed out there amongst the men.
Oh, you mean like the gay grinding they were fucking doing on the field during the halftime show? Like that?
Was the halftime show. I'm talking about the pregame where they had hosts that it's like, well, this Super Bowl, like, I'm like, when did they start integrating? Like, I'm used to watching like the, Fox Sports NFL, the pregame, look, for me, NFL is comfort food. I like it on the TV. I'm not really focused on it unless it's a team I care about.
Dude, after
for
this
a natural
atrocity,
behavior.
I would give up on the NFL. I
Yeah,
recommend a
same.
lot of people just like it's dead. Like the NFL, like it doesn't care about America anymore. They want to see they're expanding. This is what Hollywood did, and a lot of they're like, thanks for building us up. We don't need you anymore because we need to find a new market of consumers, which they're not going to find. They're not going to ever be able to compete with FIFA and fucking soccer and all that shit. They're not going to be able to compete with it ever. Ever. It ain't happening. Baseball has made better inroads internationally than the NFL. Right. But yeah, it's fucking gay. The NFL is just flat out. Like I made a joke about like, it's like gay. The NFL is gay. It's not worth your time. And if you want to get down to the sport aspect of it, it's a shadow of the game it used to be.
Yes.
Absolute shadow of the game it used to be, where fucking there was head-to-head knockouts and fucking brutal hits and stuff, and now you can barely touch people. It's like flag football, but you know, without the yell. Right. You know, that's what it is now. And that halftime show was a middle finger to a lot of football fans. We could say America, but I'll just say football fans. Which you know, I don't know why people put up with it. It costs too much. The product is bad. This was a terrible Super Bowl. Sorry, Seahawk fans. I got a couple friends out there who are Seahawk fans. Congratulations, but your team is boring. And this was a boring Super Bowl. I don't even know why I think people are just like, it's the NFL. We're supposed to like it at this point. Well, it's crap.
It maybe go down a rabbit hole of, there are like full Super Bowls on YouTube. You can find like Super Bowl 3. You can find like full Super Bowls with commercials at the time. The coverage is so crude. Yeah. It's like basic cable.
Yeah. But that was back in the old days when it was when it wasn't as uber corporate as it's just a corporate thing. Now the Commanders, it's boring to talk about. Honestly, it's like I gave it up long time ago. Don't miss it. It's a waste of time. I think it's just a way for gamblers to get their fucking the rocks off in some way, but I don't know. I never gambled on football. I don't care. I've always hated the gambling shows, always hated the odds. I used to be a big football fan, by the way, guys, just in case you don't know, lifelong football fan, lifelong Charger fan, season ticket holder. I lived and breathed football for a long time. Gave it up. Haven't missed it for a second. And I kind of marvel, like I guess it's easy to understand, but because it's a huge sport, but it's legitimately terrible now compared to what it was 10 years ago. There's no good quarterbacks left. There's a couple.
It's depressing. Mm-hmm. I will say though, because my Detroit Lions, they've never been to the Super Bowl,
and that never will be.
I hold out hope.
Dude. The Chargers and the Lions will never be in a Super Bowl, ever, and the Cardinals. They just are bad organizations. They're just bad through and through. They started out bad. There's just something wrong in the water in that building, no matter what city you put them in. Sorry to tell you that, buddy. I've accepted my fate. So
I'm not 100% there, but it is way too feminized. Like the NFL's tried years ago. I mean, a long time ago, tried to like appeal to women. And what they did in order to do that was hire a lot of women in key positions. You know what one of the key positions is in the NFL, an actual job? I'll look it up for you. Chief Kindness Officer.
Oh yeah.
CKO. Did we talk about that?
We did.
Yeah.
Kindness officer.
Dude, there's gonna be
a job.
There's gonna be a female head coach.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be
It's already dude cheerleaders. I'm having a great day. The NFL is just wow. It's gotten so bad. I don't know how, and they had to have an alternate halftime show. I didn't watch that either. Sorry. I tuned away. I watched the TP USA, but then I watched the Bad Bunny thing later. It was bad. Not only that, you saw the videos of people from the stands confused, going, what's going on? It's not like
they couldn't even see it.
Right. The good thing about Bad Bunny being terrible, it prompted people to post all the past halftime shows that were awesome.
It did, but the best part about it, I forgot who did. Oh, it was Gab McGinnis. He translated the lyrics of the song he sang. Have you seen the lyrics?
They're naughty.
No.
They're naughty lyrics. Ooh,
they're
it'd
also-
be
What are
dirty.
They're also really dumb. They're also like, he's not saying much. It's really stupid.
So it's like a dumb pop song.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know it's this huge cultural event that people are like, what are you talking about? NFL will never die, and it won't. It's just the NFL that I grew up with, that I loved, is long gone.
Well, I think part of the problem is when you make it international, you're not trying to appeal to Americans. You know, the thing is,
No.
people outside of America like stuff that's American. And for some reason, every corporate moron is convinced they have to appeal to the globe rather than us here. And then let's see if people outside like it. Great. They like our movies. They like our sports. They don't like everything. We don't need to be soccer. Soccer is boring to me. I don't know. Sometimes I get caught up in the World Cup, whatever, but it's ultimately super boring. Like too many games end on a tie. I'm not a big soccer fan.
I was like, I don't know, what's bigger than the Super Bowl? Maybe it's the World Cup. And I got a bunch of emails like, bruv, the World Cup gets watched by 1.5 billion people. I'm all, oh yeah, okay. So it's a little bigger than the Super Bowl.
right.
A wee bit.
It's everything. Movies, our culture. We become gentrified, corporatized, and less American.
And they're doing it. They become corporatized, which that's the foundation for all of this, right? This DEI wokeification. This is analytics. It's identity. It's breaking down to, which is based on demographics. It's all to sell shit. They don't care about your cause. They don't care about your identity. Hey, gay people, hate to break this to you. They're going to put rainbows on their helmets and hats and everything. They don't give a shit about you. They don't care. They just want to look good to the other people, not necessarily you, because you're not a big enough demographic to move the needle on anything. But it's to look good to the possible white woke liberal out there woman who will now watch football because there's a rainbow on somebody's helmet when the only rainbow should be on the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii, of the University of Hawaii. That's the end. They took.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were in the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference. They used to play the Aztecs all the time. See, I used to know my sports. I don't care anymore because they're gay. Because they're gay.
What about
you know what? Starfleet Academy was more butch than that fucking Super Bowl.
Well, I do like a team from New Zealand, a rugby team called the Blacks. They're called the Blacks. I went to,
and then Az can start a fan club called the Black Watch.
So yes,
Oh
I heard
God.
yesterday. So I went to New Zealand on a trip to Weta for G4 to cover the Planet of the Apes release on Blu-ray. Okay, forget it. But when I arrived into town, the airport, everything, because the Blacks had just won a championship. The Blacks
have won a lot of championships. Let's be real.
Exactly. But look up this team from New Zealand, the Blacks, New Zealand. So when I was there, I came home with a bunch of the Blacks merch.
And
I'm
okay. So what's
the
the basis of their team name? Now I am curious.
I didn't look. I didn't get that far. I was mesmerized by the merch.
Is it the All Blacks?
That's it. I'm sorry. It's the All Blacks.
Okay.
Even better name.
Yeah, that doesn't make it better.
This is their website, the All Blacks.
I don't know. No, it's not that.
And they're all white women.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I thought it was a women
Women
rugby
team.
team. That's why I was like, okay.
I can look it up.
There wasn't a
and find
straight woman in that fucking
I can
picture.
find it if you want me to.
I got the wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah, it's their national
X-ray girl.
team.
Nobody cares about women's sports except for guys
I
wanting to
don't
play women's
either.
sports.
To be honest, once you guys started talking about football, my ears turned off.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we're gonna
some
move on.
women's
We're gonna
sports.
move on. We're gonna move on from the sports ball talk.
Volleyball is a good
Beach volleyball is an excellent sport. I think that should be. I think that should be the international sport. Okay. Women's. Let's be specific. Women's beach volleyball.
Yeah, not the WNBA
Not-
where it's all guys, pretty much, or
Yeah.
mannish looking women.
Well,
So,
I did say in one of my Star Trek videos that when Brett Cooper made a layup. I'm like, well, you know, she was able to do something the men and the women of the NBA find difficult, make an easy layup. Got a shout out from Tim Poole last night. Thanks, Tim, about Starfleet Academy. And we're talking about Benjamin Sisko. Now, he did say that I didn't bring up the fact that Benjamin's black. I didn't say it I mean, it's obvious. That's what I would think. But I did bring up that the obvious overpraise of his character that had nothing behind it had a lot to do with what month they released the show in.
Oh, right.
I don't think he caught that.
I didn't even think of that.
I don't think he caught that because it's Black History Month. And that's why they released it. They released it to pander. It wasn't because they loved Benjamin Sisko. It was to pander, which makes it even worse, guys. Like, it's fucking overglazing. Thank you, chat. It was infuriating to watch that because if there is a clip, I think Garrett has it. There's a clip where Avery Brooks addresses this, like, directly. Hang on. I think I can find it. I think I can find it in new video from our last video because Garrett's like, find a way to put this in. And I said I would, and I didn't. Because I'm an idiot. But if we go up, Garrett, are you out there? He's probably not awake yet.
A quick aside, I want to tell you, because last week when I was on the Nooner, I was just about 48 hours into my fast last week. So I started the fast. Just for anyone looking to do this real quick, I weighed 186 before I started this fast last week on Monday. On Friday, when I was on FNT, I was just glazed over out of it. I ended the fast 174, lost 12 pounds, did a big reset. I know, Gary, you've done fasts before, so there you go. Look it up. Do the research before you do it. Please, I did a lot of research.
Well,
drank a lot of, got my fluids, and
the one thing so when I fast, the one thing I break, because you're not supposed to do this, but my doctor said it's bullshit. You can do it, which is drink coffee.
Yeah, you can.
He said you can drink all the coffee you want. Yeah, no cream, just black coffee,
in it.
And that's
black coffee.
That's how I like my coffee anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
so I did do
like
that.
Jeremy likes his men. Black.
Is this the clip?
Yes, this is the clip. Make sure it's cranked up.
Yes.
Make sure the volume's cranked up on this.
In the original series, I believe there was a scene that called for Kirk
Pause.
to kiss
Pause. Can you put, is a closed caption available on this?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
In the original series, I believe there was a scene that called for Kirk to kiss Uhura, and that was a big deal because it was a white man kissing a black woman, and there was controversy around that. It was significant. Benjamin Sisko, do you feel it was significant in television or in society that the leader, the captain, the commander, the kind of leading figure was black? Or is it just he was a character, he happens to be black? Or is it, did it really mean something?
Does that mean something to me?
Either to you, or do you feel like, wow, this is actually a big deal. I'm getting to do something that I think is important.
Oh, no. I didn't think that at all.
Okay.
No, I'm just telling you. No. Joe? No. If every day I wake up and I say to myself, okay, I'm going to do a brown male thing today. People say, what was it like being, a black captain? You can't play that. Dude, you can't play
Star Trek, and guess what color I am?
You can't play that. How do you play that color? You can't do that. What I can do is wake up in the morning, like I told you, as Samuel and Eva's child. And who is that? A human being. And brown and male and American and all these things. That's what I bring. And they saw that and decided they were going to do that. There was nothing in what I read, at least, which identified him as such.
Thank you. That's actually exactly what I wanted to know.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Do you I remember when DS9 came out, I don't think anyone cared in the fan community that he was black.
No.
He's a very
Not that I
he's
saw.
a very commanding actor. Like he was very convincing in that role. Like,
Well, he just said he got the job on merit.
yeah.
You know, like that's it. And he's a great actor.
But that was the
Retired
90s.
since 2013, I believe. So.
DS9 was what, 94, 95? I'm trying to remember. Early 90s. Like I just don't remember because I my friends were fans. We go to conventions. That was not a topic of conversation. I'm sure the media was saying first black captain, but everyone was like, "Oh wow, he's a really good actor."
No, the bigger discussion. So yeah, it premiered in 93.
Yeah, the bigger discussion was around the premise that this is different. This isn't a starship.
It was the biggest discussion was it's not on a starship. It's a static location.
Yeah,
and which they eventually kind of changed a little bit. You know, they had a ship later, the Defiant, but and then later on, the biggest debate was between Babylon 5 and DS9 and who ripped off who and what came first. And I saw was two great series. I don't really, and I was that guy. I was a DS9 snob. I'm like, fuck Babylon 5. They copied DS9. They copied Star Trek. I didn't see B5 till later and learned the error of my ways. I was young and stupid as opposed to being old and retarded now. But there were two great series. And I think, well, I don't think there's any doubt it's the second best of the Berman era, and some may argue the best. Some have argued, I think successfully. I could be convinced that it's better than TNG. Some people will say no. Some people will say Trek ripped off B5. And I honestly don't know the answer. It's pretty close. I think it just could be osmosis, and maybe that concept was in the air for a while. I will argue that J. Michael Straczynski was friends with George R. R. Martin, and there's certain thematic elements and basic plot elements that are pretty close to A Song of Ice and Fire.
Did you
a night watch, a shadowy being coming from the outer, outside? There's political infighting, and there's this big evil coming from the outside. They're called the Shadows, and there's a lot of little similarities there.
Did you watch the DS9 documentary, What We Left Behind?
Yes, it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can watch that on YouTube for free.
I think you can.
Yeah, I think you can.
Recommend it.
Hell yeah. Look, we were eating good back then. We were. We had this great run. We had Star Trek, we had B5, we had Farscape, Stargate out there. There was Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
People are bringing up the Lex. Hell yeah. Blake 7. That goes way back though.
There is nothing. There is nothing. The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That's it. Like what do we have? What's left?
We have nothing. We are in a desert, and we found a little half-hour episode each oasis that we just sip up the water and then it dries up. And oh my God, somebody said Fargate sucked in the chat. Banned? No, just kidding. How dare you say Fargate sucked?
It's just very sad to me that there's so little options for what we like. And all it is, I mean, it does almost get exhausting that there's so much of Star Wars gone, Doctor Who gone. I watched Doctor Who. I like the Christopher Eccleston reboot, like David Tennant. Like, I loved all that. What is it now?
What's happened? I mean,
I watch you. I don't watch the show.
So Russell T Davies was a good writer back then. It's not like he got bad, but I think it's pretty clear now that you see he's the best example of somebody who created something that was objectively good through most of the fandom, not all, but most, that created a cultural event that led up to the 50th anniversary, to the point where Doctor Who got big in America. It dominated cons. Like, you can't discount that. Stephen Moffat had a lot to do with that too. But I think it also, I was talking about this with Mueller last night. I think Hollywood and the BBC, I'll just mix in the both, the entertainment industry, are mostly bad idea machines where somebody actually stumbles accidentally into a good idea. We were talking about Shane Black. Like, Shane Black's done some great stuff, but he also did fucking predator hunting, autism, and Iron Man 3, right? So it's just, I think it depends on the time. I think you have a certain time of creativity. And I also think you have to thank the BBC for probably holding RTD back. That was his biggest frustration. He was being held back by the BBC and that regime back then. Did the fans a service and kept RTD from going full RTD, which is retarded. You can't spell retard without RTD. And we saw what full on RTD was in the last, and he just wanted to use it as a platform. And I think it's interesting that 2 years ago, RTD and Kurtzman did a panel together at Comic-Con. They should have called it the Destroyer of Franchises. But they were like, it was a love fest. Like, I love what you do. I love what you do. And they both are doing the same thing. The only difference is RTD has done something good before. Kurtzman has never done anything good.
Yes, that's true.
Never.
But it's like, I do think in some cases it's people of meager talent reaching into what they think is in the zeitgeist. In Kurtzman's case, I think it's on purpose to go the opposite. It's almost like you see people who react to if Trump does something that's a good thing and they still find a way to not like it.
Yeah,
like,
if your
no,
entire
like
being
it,
is to I'm gonna like things my enemy doesn't like, then I mean, you're not even. I was gonna say something else. You're not being authentic. That's the nicest way to put that. I mean, you're full of shit too, and you're stupid, but you shouldn't be believed on anything because your own personal ego is getting in the way of being objective as possible and just calling things out, like going this piece of policy is good, or this movie is good, or this show is good, and this one sucks, and and explain why. That's the one thing. I can't say it's never happened, but it happens very little. People can call us out. I have no problem with it. What I see very little to none of is 15-minute to 1 hour videos breaking down the thing they like, and break it down like we do. Just give me an hour, B footage, fully edited, and explain exactly what you like about it and why it's good. I think instead of bitching about us, if you want to make things better, like you say you want to make them, fucking make a video. Make a video on top 10 reasons Starfleet Academy is good. Love to see it. Or review every single episode fully edited and explain in detail why you like it.
That's the thing. Do a counter argument. Alan Ing had the best tweet about that, where he said, people go oddly silent once the thing comes out for everyone to see. It's just, and this 6th episode, according to Alan, he says a Vulcan utters a line in it where you will be so angry. It's the worst. I'm like, just tell. He wouldn't tell me. He's like, you'll know it when you hear it. It's so bad. It just betrays everything about what we know about Vulcans. And you know how much Leonard Nimoy owned that character
and created that character
and created it and put and what he would or wouldn't do. Originally, the Vulcan nerve pinch was a karate chop.
Yeah.
He said, I don't think I would do that. And they workshopped the whole Vulcan, that he came up with that. Leonard Nimoy. And then that became a thing. It was like a sort of peaceful way to take out someone uh, render them, motionless without really hurting them. And it was great. It was in character. And there isn't that kind of forethought. I don't think the actor who plays Spock in Starfleet Academy or Starfleet STD, STD, what has he brought? I've seen clips. I did not watch.
Ethan Peck.
Yeah.
Besides being Gregory Peck's grandson or great grandson,
thereabouts.
He's brought nothing. I don't want to be that hard on him because he's got nothing to work with.
Yeah.
But Kurtzman Trek always wants to make Vulcans emotional because they don't know, because they're not good. It's difficult. It's a difficult way to, like, don't put Vulcans in your show if you can't write them. I would say don't do Star Trek if you don't know Star Trek. Don't write it. Don't take it on. But if you do, they're singing, he's laughing, he's crying. And it's like, these things should be very rare or not done at all, and then use them for impact. Like we talked about it on the previous theme. The one time you see Spock get really freaking angry is Star Trek 6 Undiscovered Country. And it's tamped down anger, but he gets angry there, but in a very Spock way, and it like meant something because he rarely gets angry, if at all. And now they have Vulcans, Chris, who are bullies, who throw basketballs at people's heads and tell people to eat glass.
Yeah, it's so. You would think that this is what's so dumb. I mean, one of the things. I don't think that people in this evolved future would act that way. They would be different in their insults,
No.
at least clever.
I'm saving this for a future video, but they wouldn't even, like, our English, we wouldn't even be able to understand it in 1,000 years. Now that's why they make it. That's why they made it the way they did in Berman Trek. Because even in 400 years, our language would be, to some, you wouldn't be able to understand it because it would evolve. And you want proof of that? Just go back. There's videos on YouTube how we spoke English 300 years ago, 400. And when you start getting to 500, 600, you can't understand it at all. So
that's why I love Robert Eggers. If you ever watched The Witch, he was like adamant that it be true to how people spoke then. You can pick it up, but it's a different kind of English. And I love it. Actually, I love his, devotion to authenticity in the casting in Nosferatu. I thought it was very authentic and they just wrapped filming Werewolf. I saw on his Instagram. So I can't wait.
So there's a very specific reason they approached, like, I wouldn't call it future speak, but the way they spoke, it was also to get by the FCC and everything, but it also made it futuristic while not being completely accurate, because we don't know how English would be spoken in 1,000 years. 1,000 years. They didn't even think about it. They're just like, we want to go like really far away from time so we could be free of canon. Let's make it 1,000 years and we'll have everybody have LED earbuds. In 1,000 years, you can just call up music in your brain. There'll be a chip in there. You'll just call up music in your brain. Maybe not even that. Maybe there'll be just some hub where you can just think that you're connected to Wi-Fi. You could just think and bring up any song you want.
Or it's like a nicotine patch. You put that on, you can hear anything, download stuff. I don't know. It's just highly unimaginative.
There's no such thing as a Los Angeles accent.
Yeah.
Somebody said Los Angeles accent. Well, okay. You mean gay accent? Okay.
Yeah, I hate to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I have gay friends. They don't all speak gay, but there is
they don't.
flamboyantly gay accent.
No.
It's a feminized thing. So I don't know.
But
what was great about original Trek, they were futurists. There was, what was the company? I forget who designed the Enterprise.
I
The
can't
Rand
remember.
Corporation. Was it the Rand Corporation who designed, like, this is kind of what we think. Here's where the propulsion goes. It's kind of separate from where the people live. The saucer is where people live, and this is where the engineering is. There was a logic behind everything, and none of that speculation, none of that thought is brought to it. There's no one interested in that part of it. That's why it's so colossally dumb. One of the worst lines of dialogue, of course, from Sam, your favorite character now, who was the focus of last episode, was, I've got dating. I give off unhireable dating coach energy. What? That's like again, that line is like someone probably said in the writer's room. Unpaid dating coach energy. An actual line from Sam.
That is some LA speak right
That's
there.
LA
That is
speak.
100% LA speak.
Someone in the room said that. Everyone in the writer's room laughed and said, you got to use that line in the show. Like, no, you don't. There's no one of discipline in that writer's room saying, don't do this, or this is not, these are local. These are things that ring true to us in our world, not 1,000 years from now. I think 1,000 years, that was a kind of a mistake too. Or even
this whole thing's a mistake.
Part of it.
Let's be real. Yeah. Somebody asked me what's worse, the blip or the burn, and I said yes. They're both terrible. They're both utterly terrible.
Yeah, the blip.
No,
we're calling it the blip, which kind of makes it sound like this innocuous thing. Considering how people would have died from it, or
there was no thought put into it, and
marriages broken, or just relationships broken and then reappear. When you think about that from a realistic standpoint, it makes no sense.
It's stupid. It's like, I kept on waiting for them to they're gonna undo this, right? Oh, they're keeping it.
They're keeping it for selfish reasons, so Tony Stark doesn't lose his daughter.
Let's save that for the Marvel conversation. I have a lot to talk about with Marvel, because last night I just for fun, me and Mahler watched Avengers together, the first Avengers movie, which is the best Avengers movie, and it's not even fucking close. And don't even bring Infinity War in the argument, but we'll save that. Avengers is fucking great movie. Great fucking movie.
At the time that came out, it was amazing.
It hasn't been bested. It hasn't. After watching that and all the, we'll get into it. Real quick, Star Wars. Let's look at this stupid fucking. It really encapsulates.
Mine's been pretty stable.
Are you guys going to get fiber in your area soon? X-Ray Girl? Yeah.
We do have fiber.
Then get it.
Oh, well, we have it now. Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's why we're having some problems, because I think we got a modem, wouldn't work. We had to switch it out anyways.
Yeah. It takes a while to get it going, and it's not like it doesn't die once in a while, because it certainly does. And it's not like you don't have to reset.
Perfect,
you definitely have to reset your modem like once every couple months, but it is so much better. Yeah. So X-Ray Girl, go for it. So this encapsulates what Star Wars is now, right? And I want to preface this by saying that Disney has just sued Google's AI, to keep them from using any Star Wars likenesses. And the reason they did that is because fans are making AI Star Wars that is better. That's just better. Yeah. That's not good.
By the way, a quick thing before you start. Star Wars Theory reacted to a scene from Colin Trevorrow's Duel of the Fates. There are some people using AI to take the script for Duel of the Fates and make it a movie. They're doing it in pieces.
It's
just saying.
That's great.
I'm just saying.
I don't care if he wrote a second version of Empire Strikes Back. It's set in the Disney trilogy era. There's no way it could be fucking good.
It was a better script. I don't know if you ever.
I think this is a case. It might have been a better script. I agree with that, but we have to wait. Like, how would it be executed? I think this is, backup quarterback Everybody loves a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would have been better in Jar Jar's. I'm sure, 100% sure, but I don't think it would have been good because it has characters I could give a shit about. That's not Colin Trevorrow's fault.
True, but watch the Star Wars Theory
To
video
tell you,
reaction.
Colin Trevorrow is so much better off having his movie not been made because he looks like the hero, right? He looks like the hero, and he's not going to. And he had nothing. He was saved by this. This helps his career.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy did him a favor. Let's take a look at this.
Sometimes we choose our path. Other times the path chooses us. Through it all, we keep pushing forward, driven by a deeper purpose, guided by an unseen force. The journey never gets any easier. The bond just gets harder to break.
If this isn't AI, it's a great argument for it. And if it's not, this will probably be the last thing they do like this before they go full AI. Because I bet you this cost, if this was a CG artist doing this, it cost them so much money to make this crap. And plus they paid $10 million.
Look how badly composed this shot is. This looks like a ride.
Yes, it looks like a Star Tours introduction. Yes, it does.
It looks like Star Tours.
Actually, I was disrespectful to the Star Tours introductions, which are actually pretty good. The old school one, not the new one.
The new one sucks.
One. Yeah.
The new one with Finn and all that is terrible.
Oh, fuck that.
The old school Star
and I'm
Tours.
talking about the old ones. I mean, even before, like back in the day, like in the 80s.
Yeah. It was great. That ride was great.
I remember I went on that ride in its first month or something like that. I went to Indiana Jones, the ride, in its first week when the flames used to go much higher and like possibly singe your fucking eyebrows.
Yeah. Oh, you felt it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That was great. And then remember, they would have you in line. They give you the card and you decode the stuff on the wall. Do you remember that? So while you're waiting in line, you're on a decoding mission. And they stopped giving out those cards, the cheap fuckers. All they have to do is give out cards.
Well, there is a whole thing to that. They entertain you while you're waiting.
Yeah.
The stuff you see while you're in the queue is
that was Sam Elliott. So it's supposed to be a Budweiser commercial for Christmas, even though Christmas was a month and 11 days ago. A month more than that. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. I'm going to blame women again. I'm going to say women. This got by a lot of women in the marketing department who goes, oh, tauntauns are cutesy, wootsy, bootsy, wootsy.
Well, it's you saw the fallout from this, Gary, that they had to issue an explanation.
Can you find that?
For it?
Yeah.
I have it.
It's never good, Chris, when you have to issue an explanation for your really minimal, dumb fucking Super Bowl ad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even the shills don't like this one, but they're pissed because we didn't get a trailer to react to fake react to.
Yeah. It's, it was, I didn't know what it was when we were seeing it. I didn't realize. Here it is.
Well, I thought we were going to get a trailer considering it's coming out in a couple months. And we've only kind of we have seen very little of this movie.
Yeah.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah. Lucasfilm marketing brand lead Ryan Stankiewicz clears up confusion about the Mandalorian and Grogu Super Bowl ad. Our creative and marketing team landed on a unique concept that gave a nod to classic big game spots of years past. It captured the warmth, humor, and emotional connection between these two beloved characters and was the perfect next step for our campaign as we lead up to their big screen debut.
Oh, is that what you think?
That's what he thinks.
Stankiewicz? Is that what you think? How well did that go over, Ryan Stankiewicz?
It did not go over well.
It did not go over. I bet you they got yelled at for this. But They shouldn't
Yeah,
be, because the
so
executives
embarrassing.
signed on for this, and you hired these people, and this is what Star Wars is right now. This soulless slop, and beloved characters. Mandalorian is a beloved character in Star Wars. Is he? Is he?
He's Temu Boba Fett.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Mandalorian is a created character that's Temu Boba Fett. Nothing more. Baby Yoda is called Baby Yoda for a reason.
They're both
not Grogu. It's baby. When you get to the phase of a franchise when you're doing Muppet babies or whatever babies of any form, your franchise is
Crypto
dead.
Puppy.
Crypto Puppy. Yes, I saw that. That was the spot, the Supergirl spot, which did not air at the Super Bowl, was on YouTube, and no one even knew about it.
Well, I mean,
I didn't know about it.
Why? I know you need to tell people, but why would you
Yeah.
pay $10 million for a Super Bowl ad now when you could just put it on YouTube and make money from it? Make money,
Right.
not spend
True.
it. Make it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what,
that's where the NFL's in trouble. You know, maybe the Super Bowl needs to come to YouTube.
well, the Oscars are.
The Oscars are,
along
but like
with
that's
every
where
award show will be on YouTube.
yeah, like it's like we can pay 10 million, and yeah, so for a couple of hours there's going to be 127 million people, except maybe half of that'll be paying attention to the commercials. So yeah, 60 million people. That's not bad. Or you could just, well, especially if it's a movie trailer, you could just put it on your own channel. And that's why that's why there wasn't a Spider-Man trailer or Doomsday trailer. Why would you? That would be dumb. That'd be a waste of money. And Lucasfilm just proved that. So yeah, that's we've seen precious little of this Mandalorian Grogu movie. And what we have seen during the IMAX release of, I can't remember now. I saw it on the IMAX screens, and admittedly, it wasn't like in IMAX. It didn't even look like it was in like 4K. It looked like 1080p.
It looked bad.
It looked
like
bad.
Like a TV show.
It did.
It's a TV show. It was the same team making the TV show that made the movie, obviously.
Yeah.
It was very clear. I don't know. You guys were talking box office for this. I don't think it'll do that well. The reaction's not been great. It's something, there are hours of this on that we've seen already. The best of it was in season 1.
Yeah, they're not even coming off a good season. Like, they're coming off the worst season.
Yeah. And Star Wars fatigue, I think it's just the brand.
It's not even fatigue, it's apathy.
It's just
full on apathy. You're always going to have a passionate base that's going to remember what was and always be into the OT and the prequels. Got to give the prequels their respect because they did create new fans. And that's it.
I don't think for any of the Star Wars recent films, I went and saw them more than once in a theater. I just didn't. The Force Awakens, I did see more than once because I was like, I think this is bad. Why does everyone like it?
Yeah. I was questioning my sanity for that.
I was like, everyone really loves this. I don't. I'll go see it again. And I was like,
I gave it
not
like
landing with me.
2 chances. I saw it like 3 times.
Yeah, same.
And then the 4th was for my last video. And it was interesting because that was the first time I'd seen it post Rise of Skywalker, and all the complaints and I mean everybody universally had about Rise of Skywalker. I'm like, this is the same fucking movie. This is the same movie.
Yeah.
It's just as bad as Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
That was fun to review, though. I mean, it was brutal to watch again, but it was fun to review. We're doing Ghostbusters 2016 because I've never seen that. I've never seen it. So I'm
really
on the 10th anniversary. We're gonna do a review.
Oh, dude, I saw it opening weekend in a theater, which was a Friday night, and I was in a room with 10 people.
Oh,
I was like, I'm gonna, you know what? The internet says a lot of stuff. I'll see for myself. And I liked those comedians. You know, the people in the movie, the women are objectively funny in other things. That movie is god awful.
well,
As
we'll find out.
unfunny as a movie could be. Everything the internet said about it was accurate. So
Yes,
I always go in with an open mind. but that thing, wow.
I mean, like, my mind could be changed, but we've been
Yeah.
doing this long enough to where you can go, yeah, this is going to suck. It's just, how much is it going to suck? And if I walk out of there going, you know what? That didn't suck. That was pretty good. I would admit it. Absolutely. That's what I want. I want Doomsday to be really fucking good. I wanted Superman to be really fucking good. Healthy superhero movies means they continue, and then we have good stuff to debate. That's what I prefer. That's what I would much rather have. Now, the fact that they haven't provided it, I have no control over that, but apparently we ruin it, just like gaming, which we'll get into. But the commonality with Doctor Who, with Star Trek, with Star Wars, and Marvel, which is trying to change, we do have to give them little credit that they're trying to change, is masculinity. They have removed all masculinity from all those things that were masculine brands, and that will never change. And even when they removed all the masculinity, you know who the majority of people who were watching that shit were? Men, still men. More women watched the first Aquaman movie than Captain Marvel. By order, more women watched Aquaman than Captain Marvel. And like by orders of magnitude. So they're trying to bring in the female audience in the wrong way, and they know it. They're like, this is the way women should watch stuff. Now, we know women want to watch stuff with dudes without their shirts on and stuff, but you are being oppressed by misogyny. So here's how you should watch stuff. You should watch stuff that's empowerment, the way we in LA see what empowerment is, which is just acting like a man. Because men and women aren't different at all. Aren't different at all. And that's why you have fucking mech suits, black. One of the most evil things Hollywood has ever done is cover up Scarlett Johansson's tits with a metal plate in Infinity War. That is evil. Absolute evil. So yeah, like, Laura Croft out there in her fucking mech suit or whatever, like not mech suit, but like full on like gear. It's like, I was fucking watching Spartacus, Blood and Sand. We used to be a proper country, ladies and gentlemen. There is 4 fucking scenes in each episode. It's like product placement in that show, Chris. There is boobs everywhere, blood, violence, sex. And you know what else, Chris? Chris, have you ever seen Spartacus, Blood and Sand?
I have not.
What?
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. Stephen DeKnight wrote it. The season 1 is a fucking masterpiece. And you know what? You know what holds it all together? It's got some of the best dialogue written for television. Period. And it really leans into its lack of budget. So it uses the 300 Sin City aesthetic.
Yeah.
And he uses it well. Written by Stephen DeKnight, who admittedly is doing Asher right now, but we're not going to talk about that. But in the past, worked on Angel, season 5. Wrote all the good shit from Daredevil Netflix series. Produced by Sam Raimi.
You got to see Send Help, even though I've got some issues.
Watch Blood and Sand.
Send Help is fun. It's fun, Sam Raimi. Comedy thriller.
You sit down and you watch one episode of Blood and Sand and you will watch the whole thing. You'll sit down and watch the whole fucking thing. I promise you. You will love it. You will absolutely love it.
Is it
Xena gets there's lots of nudity, but it's not the story. The story is actually yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Full on. Full frontal.
Wow. I like that actress. She's great. I love Xena Warrior Princess. That show was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, there's a little bit of that style in there because it's produced by Sam Raimi. And, oh my God, Glenn Talbot. And they also worked on Ash versus Evil Dead, right? So, yeah, Xena gets railed a lot.
Oh my God.
She does. By Taskmaster from Arrow. Wow. Yeah. No, Blood and Sand, 10 out of 10. Can't recommend it high enough. The only sad thing is Andy Whitfield, the star, got cancer and died after season 1. So you only get one season of him, but I could not recommend it enough. The people in the chat who's watched it, you guys know. You guys can sell it for me.
Okay. So did they recast him?
They did, and it was fine. It was like he wasn't as good as Andy, but he didn't do him a disservice at all. Like, he didn't do the character a disservice. It's good. It's just different. Andy Whitfield would have been a big star. He would have been a big star.
Tragic.
Yeah. It's really sad. And they held out for him. What they did was they did a prequel series for season 2, hoping he would get better, and he didn't get better. Yeah. As per usual, like with my dad, he went into full remission, thought he was fine, and then a couple months later, it's like, you got 2 months to live. It's brutal. Awful. Fucking brutal. But yeah, watch Spartacus. So the commonality of Star Trek, of all of our favorite franchises, is they have been absolutely just drained of any masculinity, any testosterone, and that is necessary for good storytelling. It's also necessary to satisfy your audience. And no, it's not white male or black male, or it's male. Just male. That's what it's missing. And that's the problem with, and that's a cultural problem within the industry, Chris. Now, because the industry has become like, listen, gays have always been part of Hollywood since day one. We understand that. But the gays of the past also understood that the majority of the audience isn't gay. And it doesn't mean, like, once in a while is fine. I don't care. But when you're making everything, and I mean particularly genre, gay, like everything, all gay, all the time, that doesn't do your movement any service at all. Actually, it's a disservice to your movement, particularly when your movement's hijacked by a bunch of Marxists. But that's a conversation for another day. And those beliefs get in there too. Those Marxist beliefs get in there too, and you start warping Star Trek and, making it something it wasn't. It's great and sad at the same time that Starfleet Academy is out there, and it's finally hit the zeitgeist, and it took years to get here. Like, as Star Trek fans and my fellow Star Trek fans in the chat, our frustration goes back to season 1 of Star Trek Discovery, where we were yelling from the mountaintops, like, do not do this. Do not go down this road. This is a bad idea. And the only thing different from Starfleet Academy is it is Kurtzman in its final form. It's a little worse, but it's pretty much been this bad the whole time. The whole time.
I'm sharing a relevant thing to what you're saying from the how prestige TV vilifies men. I don't know if you want me to scroll down and read some of this.
Yeah, just give me some bullet points of this, because this is a bit of a tome.
That's where this manufacturing female grievance. If men do not actively obstruct the protagonist, obstruction is supplied symbolically or retroactively. In this case, a real woman's achievements were rewritten to imply that men were the barrier she never faced. The process follows a familiar script. Complexity is removed. Cooperation is reframed as condescension. Competition is recast as hostility. Historical data is ignored. Men collectively are positioned as the obstacle. I mean, this article is very dense. It's from filmindustry.org, but it really goes into, I mean, it's just now become par for the course of everything in TV now. This is, whether people are even aware of it or not, they are reflecting this sort of new way of storytelling where the males are subjugated and females are but it's done in a subtle way, and this article goes into how subtle it is. I watched that show, The Queen's Gambit.
Yep.
I actually like that actress. First time I was aware of her, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, I did too.
She's in the upcoming Dune Part 3.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
She's weird looking.
She's a little weird looking, big eyes, and
Well, I think she's an alien
brain.
hybrid, but I mean, she's still
right.
hot.
I still like her.
Yeah.
But this article just really goes into how subtle it is, and it's like to fight back against it. It's just ingrained now in thinking. So it's very sad.
It is sad. And this came from Me Too.
Yes.
You know, like we have brought it up. Both you and I have brought it up a lot. And I brought it up in some of my most watched videos. I've brought it up, but probably not enough. I think there needs to be a whole video on like just exactly what Me Too did to Hollywood, because it wasn't just Trump that broke Hollywood. It was Me Too. And it was this massive power grab. That's all it was. It was just to shift power, and the culture fundamentally never changed in Hollywood. They're still casting couches. There's still trade for, consenting adults trading for stuff, which if it's consenting adults trading for stuff, I don't care. Just don't act like you're a fucking male feminist or a feminist after you do it. Just go, yeah. Some actress like admits like, yeah, I screwed this ugly guy to get a part. It's like, okay. If you just come out and say that, it's like, fine. Like, but to come out and go, this is terrible and it will never happen again. The same shit is going on. And to prove that, it's Me Too stopped at men and children. It never went past women. Isn't that weird, Chris? Don't you find that odd?
Or gay men.
Well, that's what I meant. Men. So they didn't get into the Me Tooing for men was not from women, Chris.
Yeah.
It was from other men. So sorry if I didn't make that clear. But yeah.
Hollywood's always been transactional. Just the transactions are perhaps different, but it's transactional.
Again, if it's consenting adult, it's really none of my fucking business. I don't care. I really don't. As long as it's like they, again, consenting. That's the important part. But it stopped right at dudes, and it never got into children. It started to get into men, Chris, and then it like stopped dead. They went, no, we can't go that far. Because then they'll start asking about the kids. So it was always a bullshit organization. Jar Jar Abrams' wife was on the board of Time's Up, because it was Me Too / Time's Up. So she was on the board of Time's Up, and I mentioned it in my last Hollywood video, Hollywood is Cooked. And it's just one example. I've got 100. I can make a video series on it. I've got 100 examples of how it was used as a power play, but Jar Jar Abrams' wife basically pushed out a Warner Brothers CEO, head of studio, so Jar Jar would sign the deal with them, and then produce nothing. And then he went on to produce nothing. Wait, he produced one show, it got canceled in one season, and he made a woke animated series, Batman, that was sold off to Prime. That's the only things he's done for $250 million. That was his first look deal, $250 million. And she used her Time's Up organization to get her hubby a job. And then there's Roy Price. Roy Price who founded Amazon Prime Video. And there were these parties at Jeff Bezos's, I forgot what they're called, campfires or something. And it's where the elite go and get to meet Jeff Bezos and rub shoulders. And there was a coordinated by, I can't say the names. Okay, I could say one of them. Philip K. Dick's daughter is one of them. And they were just waiting for an opportunity, and they got it when Roy Price told a dick joke and lost everything over a dick joke at a party.
So dumb.
It's so fucking dumb how this thing was. That's, again, those are just two basic examples. Then what was her name? Asia Argento was part of Time's Up, and then turns out she was messing around with teenage kids, and then her boyfriend killed himself.
Yeah.
It
was bad. It was bad.
Yep. That's your Me Too. That's what brought all of this on. All of this girl bossing, girl power shit comes from fucking Me Too.
Well, this subhead from one of the sections of this article, the polite normalization of anti-male narratives. That's how subtle it is, right? It's just polite. This is why I don't trust people, not just in Hollywood, but in real life, who are just too nice to my face.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I just like, look, if you got a problem with me, talk to me directly, or we can respectfully disagree. But when people are overly nice, I think they've got an agenda. I get that feeling. I don't know. Maybe call me paranoid.
No,
whatever.
That's
it
really
often turns out to be true.
That's pretty healthy.
Why are you being nice to me? What do you want?
No, everything in Hollywood is transactional.
Yeah.
Everything in Hollywood is transactional. And I learned that pretty quick dude, I was in the lower end dregs of Hollywood in like metadata and editing and quality control. And it was the same there. So I'm like, if it's bad here, I can't imagine like if you're an actor, like how bad it is, or a producer. I mean, everything is cutthroat. Everything is cutthroat. Everything is transactional. Nothing is authentic. You don't know who your friends are when you get down there. And and you can't deal with problems the way you did, like how I grew up, which is just, if a guy disrespects you, you beat the shit out of him. So which is not an adult way to handle it. I understand. But man, some people really deserved it. So I got out of there. I'm like, oh, I hate this place. This place sucks. And I'm in, I'm in the lowest tier almost. I mean, I'm not like a page or getting coffee for people. No, that's still honest work, no disrespect. But it was pretty bad, Chris. At Technicolor, on right off of Hollywood Boulevard, right near the Burbank Airport. I don't know.
I know where it is.
Yeah. Insomnia. It was upstairs from us at the time.
Sweet.
Yeah, they were nice. They were cool. There was other people I hung out with when took a smoke break and stuff. Roger Avery was on Rogan. Roger Avery is fucking great. We got to get him on the show.
Oh, he's coming on Film Threat maybe next week, like a week from today. I'm DMing. So he was going to be a presenter at our recent awards event, but for personal reasons was not going to be in town. Long story, but he's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we mutually like too many of each other's tweets.
Yeah.
And so that's how we got to know each other, was X.
Yeah.
So
I'm like,
I feel like there's a lot of people.
Why is the co-writer of Pulp Fiction liking our tweets?
Yeah, but
crazy.
But also it's a weird thing where a lot of people, like old school people from the 90s, kind of looking at the current landscape, and we've had some discussions about the reasons why. A lot of it is money, where the money is being funneled for projects, So we'll talk about it. And I'll ask him. I don't know if I'll ask him about coming here.
I can hit him up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All good. So, I mean, how do you fix this?
I think make indie stuff. For example, there's a movie coming out this week I've been talking about a couple weeks. Good luck, have fun, don't die. That you should see, Gary. There's another movie opening. There's another movie opening this week called Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie that I saw. It was the Monday mystery movie. For those who saw it, hilarious. I don't even want to get into it. It involves time travel and comedy, and it's convoluted, hysterical Canadian comedy directed by the guy who did the movie Blackberry. It opens Friday. It has nothing to do with Nirvana. Nirvana's not in the movie. Has nothing to do with their music. It's a weird way to get you to pay attention. I strongly recommend. This is the thing. There's a lot of really great indie things being made that are very much do not follow these rules, do not follow being anti-male, that are being made kind of in just sort of on their own in a bubble, unaffected by current day, that need to be championed, that people need to know about. That's why I do what I freaking do with Film Thread. It's to say, hey, look at this one movie over here. This is cool. Now, to be fair, it's rare. It's maybe Gary, I could recommend one movie a month, maybe every other month, that I say, I think you would love it. That's
pretty normal for indie.
For indie.
Yeah,
like,
you're dealing with people who are just starting out in a lot of cases.
In some cases,
or a veteran who just said, fuck the industry, I want to do my own thing.
Gore Verbinski made this movie outside of Hollywood. He made Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die for $10 million.
Gore, director of Pirates of the Caribbean, by the way.
Yes.
Pretty well-directed movie.
He went outside. This is the thing. There is going to be an anti-corporate, anti-Hollywood, outside of Hollywood system, and you're going to see more and more releases at theaters. Fewer will be Hollywood, more are going to be Fathom events, right? Lord of the Rings coming out. It's stuck around for a long time. Wasn't just a one-day event. It's been around weeks now.
They needed to, because it's the only thing that's making theaters money. I've mentioned that. It's like, just make it the whole fucking year.
Yeah.
Keep the Lord of the Rings movies in the theater all year.
And add special content, a new introduction from Peter Jackson, Elijah Wood, whatever. Like, add something special to it to make it new. Popcorn buckets, fine, whatever. But more and more of these indies being made for under a certain amount they're making Markiplier, like Iron Lung. We're talking about him today on
good. Yeah, that's a great story.
That story is amazing. Success, well deserved. Not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Okay, it's based on a horror indie game. Not everybody knows. If you have claustrophobia, you're going to feel it. This movie takes place in one room, but I'll say a very creative use of that one space. Markiplier is legit. That guy could play. He could be John Wick's brother, long lost brother. I mean, he really looks like Keanu Reeves. Markiplier. I don't know if I'm looking at him going, why is he so familiar looking?
Well, and he's also got a really big YouTube channel.
So. Yes, but that hasn't in the past always applied.
No, of course not.
You've got this YouTuber in a movie and then it does crap.
Stockman.
Yeah, but his movie made money, but it was made for almost nothing and no equity. He did a Kickstarter,
Yeah.
So
it's a great story and we need to see more of it. The only problem with that is, are there going to be theaters around to play independent movies? It's kind of a problem.
We're going to lose theaters this year.
Yeah.
The market will shrink.
Well, this first quarter, is like got nothing until Project Hail Mary, which looks fun, but they just spent the first 2 months releasing nothing, absolutely nothing. Luc Besson's Dracula. Like, really?
Yeah,
you couldn't. Yeah. And like, what's dominated the conversation in entertainment? Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Starfleet Academy, both on streaming.
The worst and the best.
The worst and the best.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, God, that Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I'm so sad it'll be over. It's too soon. God, it's good. That last episode, a show is good when, putting the action aside, which was also very good, when the dramatic speeches like leave you like chills and you're like, it's like this wind up to like,
when you get goosebumps from a show, like how often does that happen? Never. And when a show has a scene where a guy is selling his horse and it has more impact and it's truly sad scene, it really is, than anything Kurtzman has ever made. Anything Disney Plus has ever made. A scene of a guy selling a horse is better than anything Lucasfilm has made on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I'll include
Selling a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Poor Sweetfoot.
what's very sad to me is there are not enough people in Hollywood sober minded to get what, other than vilifying the audience. There's not a moment where they say maybe our approach is wrong. I think the only company attempting to turn things around is Marvel. They're the only one.
And
They really-
don't. That's a good lead in. They're the only ones. They know they have a problem. I've like heard this
Yes.
from enough people to know that like they absolutely know they have a problem. They've painted themselves into a corner, and they don't know how to get out of it. They really don't. There's man, I wish there was stuff I could talk about, but I can't. But I can give you a generalization. I don't think people are going to like how Doomsday and Secret Wars ends. I don't know how I know Robert was talking a lot about the script of Doomsday, and what I know is it's paper thin. It's as thin as the paper it's written on as far as story. Like there is no, like, you would think Doom, being as smart as he is, would have this like really detailed, intricate plot. It's super basic, and it's just to get Team A fighting Team B for big battles. And knowing what I know now, I'm like, oh.
What I know, we know almost the same stuff.
Yeah.
I'll say I don't know how normies will react.
I don't think normies are going to want to see all their favorite superheroes get killed.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to want that.
Now,
is that what we want to see?
if Shang-Chi dies horribly, I'm going to love it. I'm going to cheer.
But there is something to that old trope, riding off into the sunset. Han Solo's fate should have been, I'm off to new adventures. We fixed whatever the big bad was, and now off into the sunset. So your imagination can go, and it's George Lucas knew just how to just tease enough. He knew about holding. I mean, one of the best things was Star Wars going away after Jedi. Those years had more, like, they released action figure lines, and
they released nothing for a few years. There was a board game.
Nothing.
That was it. Well, yeah, there was a game. That was the only thing that was around.
There were LucasArts games.
Yeah,
they were great.
But no, I'm talking between Return of the Jedi and
Right.
Timothy Zahn coming out with Heir to the Empire. There was nothing.
But I played I remember.
But it helped. But it helped build up. It really it was the unattainable thing, and it also left Star Wars alone. And it was such a good decision to hold off on that, because George Lucas could have just spammed stuff forever, but he held back, and it was a genius move. And
he knew how to milk his own franchise.
He did, but he also knew when to stop.
Correct.
Like one of the best instincts about business is knowing when not to do something. Yeah. Knowing when, like, I could make a lot of money, but I got to think about the legacy of my franchise and longevity. And this is what goes back to Hollywood. None of them, the culture will not allow them to think about, is my next move, while it might be profitable, does it actually fix anything, or does it make it worse? Does a Deadpool and Wolverine, which is a guaranteed $1 billion movie, did it actually fix anything with Marvel, or did it make it worse? No Way Home, a movie I like. Did it actually fix anything with Marvel, or did it make it worse? And I think it made it worse, because they learn all the wrong lessons, Chris. And
correct.
And the culture in Hollywood is just like, next quarter. And we just got to milk this franchise for whatever, and fuck longevity. And it's the fans that care about the longevity and the legacy. And they're the only ones.
What it is, and this even applies to the NFL and globalization, is constant growth is not sustainable.
No.
It's not. You've got to know your market cap. You've got to know when to go. We pull back. We've reached the heights. Every superhero movie is $1 billion. And now what you've done by milking it, you've halved the audience. Superman, a new Superman movie, lighter in tone, which is what they think audiences want, performed, did not crack, barely crack 600 mil.
618 million. There's
18
arguments to this day on whether the theatrical run was profitable, which it wasn't, and it's basic math. The most basic math based on the studio's reported budget and marketing, it would be impossible for Superman to have made money in the theater unless the theaters gave Warner Brothers 100% of the ticket sales, which they did not. It averages out to 50%. When you combine the worldwide and the domestic, it's 50-50 split. So that's $308 million that Superman brought in theatrically. It cost, according to them, which is just complete bullshit, $325 million. So last time I checked, $325 million is more than $308 million.
Where did that money
And that's
go?
why it went to digital in 37 days. So, and who knows what they made? I've heard rumors, but I've seen no official reports. We can say merchandising. Well, are you conflating Superman merchandising or Superman movie merchandising? If you're conflating like just Superman T-shirts, like the logo that James Gunn did not use, which is the shirt that sells more than the logo that James Gunn did use. Is that math? Yes, it is math.
Yeah, man.
I know.
I
It
can
is
go
math.
back and watch scenes from Man of Steel. When I watch scenes from James Gunn, it feels like a TV show.
Yeah.
It feels very much like a cheesy TV show.
Back to Marvel. The problem they have is they're doing this big event, which is just a cameo fest, to just get people back in the theaters. And this isn't news to anybody. They are going to reboot the Marvel universe afterwards. So, but what kind of a reboot is it? Is it a soft reboot or we are cleaning the slate and we're going to start from scratch? I don't think they are, which would be a huge mistake. And they've painted themselves in the corner with the Fantastic Four, that failing, and the casting they did, and casting an old and gay Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, and Robert Downey Jr.'s going to be 60. He's Dr. Doom. So are you going to continue with him? And what I've heard, I can't be specific, is they are throwing just everything out there post Doomsday. Of course, they're going to do X-Men, right? But what are they going to do with the other stuff? And they're just trying everything right now, and they're not sure. You'll find out eventually. And yeah. But how it's going to end, I think you're going to get Electric State Russo brothers with this.
Oh, I think you're right. It'll be Electric State. It'll be devoid of emotion. Like, we're going to watch this going, okay, I see characters I really like. What is this? And what is, this is where I think normies are going to be like, what is this again? They'll be so confused. They'll be confused. Don't you think? Like, what you and I know, normies, how will they react to this thing?
Yeah.
A 3-hour cameo fest of Marvel stuff?
I think it'll have a huge we've said this before, but I think it'll have a huge opening weekend, a massive opening weekend, maybe a record-breaking opening weekend. It's that second weekend, which will all depend on how good the movie actually is. Will it be? I think best case scenario, it's like a Deadpool and Wolverine, where people still manage to have fun with something. If you think about for 2 seconds, it doesn't really.
Right.
Like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds made that movie, right? I think that's the best you can hope for. So, talking with Mahler, like the Russo brothers, how many good Marvel films did they make? Now, Mahler will disagree with me on this one, and God bless him, I love Mahler, but I'll still say Winter Soldier, Civil War, which I think is a kind of an underrated movie in a lot of ways. Civil War is pretty fucking good, and Infinity War. Endgame is shit.
Yeah.
Endgame, we remember the highlights of Endgame, but you don't see a lot of clips of all the time travel stuff, do you? Because it's terrible.
It's dumb.
It's dumb. It's really dumb. You see the Avengers assemble. You see, like, a Black Panther walking through the portal and stuff, and that seems like super epic. But if you think about how they got there, you're like, wait a minute, they're fighting a Thanos that doesn't remember them. They're fighting a past Thanos, and Captain Marvel comes in and saves the day out of nowhere, and then we have the all-girls scene. Hi, Peter. It's like, ooh. And like we were all caught up in the hype. I was caught up in the hype, but upon further review, Endgame gets worse like every day. And then if you put on Wasp and Ant-Man, which I think is the precursor to the MCU, and of course Captain Marvel, that's when things really started going bad. And now they know it's bad. They've admitted it's bad, and they don't know how to fix it because this is the pickle they're in. We could take the very pragmatic approach of, well, just start from scratch, fire everybody, and start over. That's what you should do. But they can't. There's contracts, there's carryover. So you have to include, for example, this Fantastic Four in your reboot. Instead of doing what you should do, but that opportunity is already blown, is reboot your universe with the Fantastic Four. That's what Kevin Feige should have done. He should have held off on the FF and rebooted them with the proper Fantastic Four, and then don't even bring in Silver Surfer and Galactus in the first one. Don't. Maybe hint to them. Bring in Doctor Doom. Don't waste Doctor Doom on this, and start the Marvel Universe, or restart it where you started it in the comics, and start following the progression of the comics. What made the X-Men animated series so great? It basically they were abridged adaptions of the comic books.
Yeah.
And it's that simple, but they can't do it because they have Pedro under contract and Vanessa Kirby, and they've already started all these things. And I miss the old Hollywood with coked out producers who didn't give a shit about bruising a movie star's ego. We need that again, Chris.
Yeah. I also think that going away for a length of time, having people miss it.
Yeah.
That helps. Like, look, the reason I think Star Wars is so generational is because it went away. And then in the 90s, I got to introduce my kids to, hey, this Star Wars trilogy, you're of a certain age now, you're ready to watch the first movie, and that was a big deal. And I'm not the only dad that did stuff like that. A lot of dads,
you're absolutely right. The one thing, they need to take a minimum 5-year break, but they can't. Marvel Studios can't shut down for 5 years.
Yes, it's because it's again a flaw of a corporate culture. Corporations kill creativity, to me. Like, just having worked at a few and seen how sausage is made, they do everything they can to kill creativity. And there are just I don't know of in Hollywood people that are those visionary executives, the visionaries who really understand film, know film history, understand what it takes to nurture a project or a director, or even build up talent, have them do some smaller movies, get to some bigger projects. It's
patience.
Hollywood's
patience is gone.
Yeah.
Patience is so. The way you get around that, Chris, is you can't take a 5-year break, although you should. You make Fantastic Four and X-Men movies, and then you reboot the rest of the Marvel Universe. Problem is, You've already made a Fantastic Four movie, so that's off the table.
Yeah.
And now you have to rely on the X-Men, which have been done a lot with Fox. So are you going to do it different? We'll see how serious Marvel is about change when we see the casting of Professor X. Because let's just say I'm pretty sure he's going to be black. I'm pretty sure he's going to be black. Which creates a lot of problems for you storytelling-wise, because you're not being authentic, for one. But then it gets into, all you're going to make the X-Men is hated and feared again. Hated and feared X-Men. Do you know the X-Men used to go out into space and fight aliens?
Yeah.
Like a lot. So they need to make the X-Men superheroes and not super victims. Yeah, an allegory for X-Men used to be the allegory for the outsider, and that is not the domain of the alphabet or anybody else. It was just the outsider, which a lot of comic book fans felt that way. That's why they connected with the X-Men. Then it morphed into this thing with the bullshit out there that Magneto and Professor X, and was based on Martin Luther King, and like, no, the X-Men were created because Stan Lee didn't want to make an origin for every character. It was a way to get around telling origins.
Although later they did do origins, like in the back of the book, they have little, like these short origin stories.
Well,
God, I remember the one of Scott Summers. It was great.
It's not origin. It's like their beginnings, right?
Their beginnings.
It's not like I was bit by a spider. It was, I was born with this power type of thing. So explaining the power, and it's just mutant. Yeah.
And how it was used.
Yeah, because they giant size X-Men, they have Storm, being a little thief, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Really good stuff.
But I think the X-Men were a thing of the 80s and 90s. I don't know how well they'll play now. It all depends on the casting, I guess. You cast it correctly, which the X-Men's already diverse. God, I hate to fucking even say that. Just cast it correctly, and you might have a chance. But if you have the guy directing Thunderbolts in charge of it, you're fucked.
Really? Is that?
Yep, that's the director for the X-Men movies. The dude from the Thunderbolts, the flop. The absolute flop.
And this will be the all new, different cast X-Men.
Uh-huh.
So this is no holdovers.
No.
I mean, everyone's too old.
Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. So
that's confirmed.
That is confirmed. That is the first one we know of, is Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. I don't know if we'll get
Marvel Girl?
Yeah, yes. Marvel Girl. Marvel Girl. Real quick, because I saw this conversation. Todd McFarlane started it. I don't know if you can find the tweet, but I can just explain what he said. He said, from a very biased point of view, because I think somebody asked him, and this debate's been going on in comic books forever. All right, just forever. What comes first? What's better? What's harder? Writing a comic book or drawing a comic book? And it is a multi-layered argument, because I will definitely, not being an artist, but I would say more like physical effort goes into the art, and mental, like where writing is just mental effort. So I would say, if you want to talk about like what's the harder work, it would be an artist. I don't think that's even arguable. But what drives sales? And again, that's a multi-layered. Now, Todd McFarlane, his argument was that I can have a comic written by or drawn by me and written by my dog. I don't think he said me, but and it could sell 1 million copies. But I can't have a comic written by William Shakespeare and drawn by my mom, and it wouldn't sell 1 million copies. And he admitted, like, I'm coming from a biased point of view. Also, I think it's kind of rich that one of the founders of Image Comics, which was basically artist first, and it flamed out. Like, all of them flamed out. Like, none of them could make, once they were free of editors and those hardcore, the Jim Shooters of the world, and they were free to do what they want. Books were late. Books came out of order. And it eventually flamed out, and now Image is just this like little indie company. It could have been the third pillar, and it kind of was for a little while, but it's not anymore. So it's rich coming from all these Image guys. And then somebody said, I'm trying to think. He said, here I can.
I have the clip if you want this one.
Yeah,
right?
here it is. And I love Todd McFarlane. Love Todd McFarlane. Great businessman, great artist. I like Spawn.
Gareth Edwards asked this.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the Gareth Edwards, but
what is more important in the comic, art or story? Here's my complete and utter bias, and I'm going to my grave with this answer. I can sell a book that is drawn by Michelangelo and written by my dog. I can sell that book. But what I can't do is sell a book that is written by William Shakespeare and drawn by my mom.
okay.
What is more important?
So he's talking about a floppy comic, like one single comic issue, and he's not wrong on that. Like 100% not wrong.
That's an extreme response. Look, the truth is the best comics are collaborative. I mean,
you're getting to the end of the argument. I was like, I was building up to that, Chris.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. What?
Chris wants to get to the finish.
Chris wants to get to the finish line.
Okay. Anyway,
so somebody said basically like, what comics have sold millions based on story? That's ridiculous. And I'm like, and I responded with, that is a retarded statement. All the comic, Scott Pilgrim, a comic book that I do not like, a graphic novel in its collected form, has sold millions of copies. Walking Dead, and by the way, the art for Scott Pilgrim is CalArt shit. I don't like it, but it has sold millions of copies, and it's done that based on the story. Walking Dead, the art's not shit. The art's decent, but it's just decent. Walking Dead has sold millions and millions and millions of collected copies because of the story. Watchmen, which admittedly has better art than both of those. Dave Gibbons' art is great. Not everybody thinks that. I do. But it's sold because of the story. Watchmen still sells thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of copies every year. It's sold millions of copies over its lifetime based on the story. Like it or not. Like that's what keeps things selling, is the story. So as Chris just said, it's a collaborative effort. Eventually you have to find a happy medium of, like you could have the greatest art in the fucking world, but if your story is just turning to shit, it will eventually fall off. And nowadays the great artists, because they're so hyper detailed, they can't produce comic books in the amount of time that you need to even make a collected work, or sell the floppy anymore. And that's why the floppy's dying, right? And this is where anime and manga kicks your ass, because listen, there's a lot of manga art that's actually great. That's truly great, but not all of it. But it still sells really well because of the story.
I mean, you've seen documentaries about Kirby and Lee in their early days when Stan Lee would basically perform in a very Shakespearean way, like what he kind of wanted. Here's the story is this. And Jack Kirby would draw it before it was written, and Stan Lee would fill in the bubbles. I mean, they had a method. It was a method that worked. And those
the Marvel method,
the Marvel way, whatever it was, it actually, those early days, they were wildly creative. The amount of things that were birthed in that era, from the first FF issue, was it November 61, Fantastic Four #1, like that, from there to like
Steve Ditko stuff,
Ditko, like just
Romita.
There was a way they told those. It was collaborative, and
absolutely
it was a developing style.
Something
too. Stan
Lee wouldn't mention very much, to be honest with you. Listen, I don't hate Stan Lee for it. Comics wouldn't be as big as they are today without Stan Lee. They needed a Barker, and he was it. But Kirby, let's talk about Greatest comic book artist who ever lived, Jack Kirby. I don't
Yep.
think that's even in question. I do believe I looked up the other day. He produced 55,000 pages of art in his 60-year career. So that's roughly 1 page a day for 60 years straight. That's how you make comics. It doesn't have to be hyper detailed at all, and it has to tell the story. It has to be. It's symbiotic. It's symbiotic, and when you have that great match, you have magic, and you have like, listen, I don't read Absolute Batman, but I think what's selling it is the story and the art. The art's really good, and the story's good, according to some, right? I'm not picking up anything new from DC and Marvel like ever again, but if people are enjoying it, that's great. And it's selling 100,000 copies, which would get you canceled 20 years ago. Which would get your comic canceled 20 years ago. The problem with the American comic book industry is it relied too much on superheroes, and it does produce comics in other genres. They just don't sell. And that's the big two, put their focus on superheroes. And right now it's not even a comic book industry. It's a Batman industry. Like Marvel is fucking up with Spider-Man. You have to try to fuck up with Spider-Man, but they refuse to make him a family man, which was what all the fucking fans want. And we showed the top 15 list, Chris, and it was all of them but one or two was Batman, and the only Marvel was a Deadpool crossover with Batman. And they're like, the comic industry is saved. No, it's not. That's that thing. You're not thinking about legacy. Now, I get we need to get people in the door no matter what. Yes. But what are you going to do after that? How are you going to, because Absolute series is an Ultimate series and they fade out. They fade out after time. So what are you going to do with your main Batman run? What are you going to do with Superman and all your other characters that you've completely ignored DC? But maybe Jim Lee will make a sketchbook. I don't know. Nice guy, terrible president of DC. But yeah, that's the state of comic books. But it's been that's an argument that's been around forever, and it's both. But art certainly is the thing that gets you cracking open that book. That's the thing that you go to first, and the thing that keeps you there is the story. And I mean, an artist being biased, I don't have a problem with that.
I'm guilty. I bought comics based on the cover. I mean, just the cover.
You
alone.
judged a book by its cover, Chris?
I did. A comic book. Yeah, I have.
Well, be careful these days because you can have that beautiful Alex Ross art and then you go inside and stick figures or it's Cal Arts.
Yeah.
Remember Down syndrome Squirrel Girl? Oh, Jesus Christ. That was terrible.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? Here, I'll find out.
Should I Google? Anyways, like they call that style, Gary, stylized. It's stylized.
It's stylized style.
Oh my God.
That's what it is. It's stylized.
Is this it, Gary? Like this one image?
Does it
here?
look like a Down syndrome Squirrel Girl? Let me see.
Like this?
Oh my God, share it.
Yes, that's it.
Wait. She has Down syndrome?
No. She's supposed to be, that's Squirrel Girl. Looks like she has Down syndrome, but that's how they drew it. It's Cal Arts style. It's that fucking horrible Cal Arts art, which is ugly, which is just ugly, and it's always been ugly.
That's bad.
Yes, it's like modern art. Like Cal Art is just like modern art in comic books. It's a way to excuse no talent and make it seem sophisticated. Modern art only exists to launder money and to make rich people feel like they're smart by understanding a Dixie cup on a piece of dog shit or something. I don't know. You just don't understand, man. You're media illiterate. I just know it looks like shit with the Dixie cup on it. So that's the comic book industry.
I mean, I've liked some of that stuff. I don't know if you remember Yummy Fur by Chester Brown or some of those, like in that era in the 80s when Dark Knight Returns came out and Watchmen, there were a lot of kind of cool indie comics
But
or
dude, the indie comics had good art.
yeah,
Like Love and Rockets had good
I
fucking art. Yeah.
Love and Rockets was great. Like I liked 8-Ball. I like Neat Stuff.
8-Ball had good art.
Peter Baggy, Neat Stuff. I'm sure you saw the pilot they did for MTV.
Yes. Oh my god.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I love the Max, which is basically a motion comic, but it's brilliant. The Max was brilliant. And Aeon Flux. Remember Liquid Television?
Oh, Liquid TV was great.
Yeah, it was good.
I know the girl who was the lips at the beginning in the titles.
Really? How well did you know her?
Well, it was actually, you want to hear? It was John Schnepp's
It's actually a man. Oh, no. Sorry.
Aye.
It was John Schnepp's girlfriend.
Oh, was it?
Was the lips.
R.I.P., man.
Holly, yeah.
R.I.P.
To John, yeah.
Some dude Nate for $20 says, is Chris going to try to beat gay allegations from yesterday? Love you, Chris. Good luck with
that's
California.
funny. Yeah, I heard that. I was laughing. I was on my walk and I'm like, oh, this is funny.
And they're calling me gay.
Well, why do you give super chats related to me to a show I'm not on? Like,
it's just the way it goes.
Put them here. I can respond. But no, that I laughed. I thought it was funny.
It's way funnier when you're not there.
Okay. That's cool. All good. All good.
We got two parts here from JRL CX2TS.
Not sure what that is.
Hi, Gary. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but last night I saw Night of the Seven Kingdoms with a friend, and it was fantastic. Can't wait for the next episode. Off topic, I know you have been recommended Freerin, if I've said that right. Is it Freerin? Freerin. Sorry. And I think you could really enjoy it. I am wondering if you received the Blu-ray for season 1. Would you be willing to watch it? I have received it. I have it. I have to watch Stargate first. Which I'm excited about. But yeah, Starfleet Academy has dominated my life and will for the next 5 weeks. We will mix in other videos. I got a Harry Potter one I'm thinking of.
What about a Wonder Man video? Where is
no.
the Wonder Man review?
No. We're going to do a Night of the Seven Kingdoms review when it's all done. Right. I want to wait till it's all done. And then Harry Potter, and then maybe like a higher concept one.
Not a good sign when a new Marvel Disney Plus series comes out, a superhero show, and no one's talking about it. And it's actually not terrible.
Yeah.
It's not Ironheart.
It's better than Ironheart.
Yeah, but no one's
No, it's gone.
In the wind.
It is a fart in the wind. I don't know. I don't even know if it was a particularly like smelly fart. I just think it was like a little toot and just went away.
Yeah.
But I got it confirmed that the people in charge, like internally, the people who worked on it really loved it. But the execs were like, "Why'd you make this?" Like,
that's what I said when I watched it. I'm like, it's good.
What the hell is
why?
This?
What's the point? There's no point.
It's the kind of show you make with a healthy franchise. I think it would have played a lot different if we had a lot of kick-ass Marvel out there and you did this weird irreverent thing on the side. It makes sense because you're firing on all cylinders. Try something new. When you have just been putting out shit and the one thing you make that some people like is not about superheroes, that says a lot about your franchise. It does. I will never watch it again. I found it kind of boring. I found it slow in I think the middle episodes are fine, but Ben Kingsley and I can't pronounce the actor's name. They carry it because they're good actors, but they don't have much to work with. I think they should have used that series to make Trevor Slattery actually the Mandarin. Like at the end, he does a Kaiser Soze.
He's played
You'll
everyone.
never see me coming. And he goes back and reverts back to that. God, I was talking.
Yeah, like he was playing everyone.
Fucking
and that
Iron
he
Man
was an
3.
idiot. He was a loser actor. That was the act. and the Mandarin is real.
Like
the whole I'm an actor thing was fake. That would have been so good.
Remember the trailer for Iron Man 3? Iron Man 3 has to go up there as one of the biggest movies that did not deliver on a great trailer, right?
Yeah.
The trailer was awesome. You're like, oh shit, it's going down, and the Mandarin, and oh no, it's just Tony Stark is more than Iron Man. Let's make an Iron Man movie without his armor, because that's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think of, well, man, I think it's just Hollywood's a bad idea machine that occasionally comes up with some good ideas. Because that guy thought up predators hunting autistic kids and an Iron Man movie without Iron Man.
Yeah.
And it made $1 billion. Made $1 billion fucking dollars.
I'd go back to things like Iron Man 3 at this point. I mean,
comparatively,
yeah,
it's still not good. Like,
true.
I'd watch Dark World before I'd watch Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Master Austin has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you. And Psychotic Mongoose has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. And you lucky people get to watch us. Starfleet Academy watch party tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Central.
All right.
Let's fucking go.
Get ready for Star Trek Morning Wood.
Oh, yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
What?
God. No, that's what he did at the end after he told that joke. Stephen Colbert's Digital Dean goes ha 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 ha. That actually made it worse.
Yeah. Well, I'm referring also to the sex that you'll see in that show.
Oh, that's right.
Episode.
That had a double meaning.
Yeah.
Had a double meaning.
Triple.
Yeah, Perry's been having fun editing those. So.
Oh
God. Black Guard for 20 says the writer's room of modern Trek would probably be best suited to writing episodes of Ow, My Balls from Idiocracy. At least there could be taken seriously. Yes.
Oh my God.
Did you see Razor Fist posted? It's too long. Did you see that Razor Fist posted a clip from
Jamie Kennedy?
Jamie, which is pretty much Starfleet Academy, and it's
Yes.
it's done as a skit of like, it's pretty long, but go out and watch it. It's pretty funny.
I watched it. It's 2 minutes, not that long, Gary, but it does show he pitches the idea basically for Starfleet Academy.
You want to find
and
it?
everyone in the room says this is a bad idea, and then he comes back, this is a good idea. It's a hidden camera show goofing on this, and it's amazing.
I'd much rather watch a movie or series based on Cobb Vanth than The Mandalorian and Grogu. I think a lot of people would. So the paying for $20, I don't want to watch anything Star Wars now.
Yeah, I don't care.
No.
I mean, yeah, I don't care.
I was looking up John Williams stuff because it was his birthday to throw up clips, and I threw up the Asteroid Field, which is one of his best pieces of music, and I'm like, how far we have fallen.
Well, modern music just meanders. It doesn't. That music for Asteroid Field accompanied the actions happening on screen.
Yes.
And they would compose to the action. Now, the scores for movies meander.
Yeah.
It's BS. They're there to let you know there's music and how to feel every once in a while, but they have reused so many themes from Star Wars, they've lost the original meaning.
Yeah, I you know what, the soundtrack for most stuff sounds like shit they just bought and put in the background. Like music that wasn't even created for the show.
Yeah, just like meanders.
Like copyright free music.
Yeah, it's there, but
no, that's why I'm kind of, Night of the Seven Kingdoms has a brilliant soundtrack. I want that soundtrack. I want it in vinyl. It's so good.
I've been listening to the score to Begonia, which is so
Begonia's
weird.
It's a weird movie.
It's weird because the guy who wrote it, he wasn't even told what the story was. He was given like a premise. Just write some wild music. That's one of my favorite movies of last year.
Begonia. It was good.
Weird.
Weird.
It was weird.
Good movie. disturbing scene, but yeah. Here, read while you're looking. Have you found it?
I
No,
haven't
no.
actually.
You haven't
You have
found
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have it, but
Here, read a couple soups.
Oh, sure.
I'll be right
Okay.
back.
okay.
These will be for Chris.
Let's go.
Random commentator dude for $1.99 says Chris misgendered Ryan Stankovich. Look her up. Which I did.
Really? Is that a woman?
It's a woman.
I don't know. Ryan
her.
Stankovich is okay. Well, that explains a lot. Ryan Stankovich.
There you go.
I wonder what she was called in gym class.
Oh no.
Wow. Yeah. Misgender. Sorry. I made assumptions.
I would too. Ryan is a very male name. So,
Yeah.
Glitchoso for €11 says, guys, All Blacks is rugby, the best team. Did I miss Chris mention
That's
it?
right. So I went to New Zealand and went to visit Weta for a junket for the Planet of the Apes. I think it was Rise of the Planet of the Apes Blu-ray release. Visited Weta, and All Blacks had just won the rugby championship. And I think I said rugby. And then there was merch everywhere at the airport. So I came home with a bunch of All Blacks,
All Black merch.
like T-shirt, All Black, hat, All Black.
I love it.
And,
I
I
love
was
it.
all tricked out with All Blacks was everywhere.
I love it.
Yeah.
NFL not watch much or at all outside of America, but I watch an NFL ball at Decathlon, France. I annoy my rugby friends with it. There you go.
Cool.
Did you read Eddie's?
No.
Okay, good. Eddie Dinkelmeyer for $20 says, hey, Gary, it's the guy who comment you shared about the car accident and all the broken bones being less painful than Starfleet Academy. What's up, brother?
Hey.
That might have been the comment of the year. Well, it's early, but comment of the year. At least with the accident, I got a shitload of drugs to help. Keep hanging and banging.
But
So-
they didn't make Starfleet Academy better. Oh my god.
No,
that's
no,
sad.
here, give me just a second and I'll read his comment. It's so fucking good. It caught my eye, and it's on the reaction for Nerdrotic Daily. I tweet like a 14-year-old girl now. Hang on.
Yeah, you tweet a lot.
I
Yeah.
tweet a lot.
I'm
now.
measured.
Was
I'm
it in a
not.
reply or?
No, it's
I
right here.
reply a lot.
Okay, here we go. A few years ago, I broke 15 bones in a catastrophic car accident.
Oh my
I
god.
had to endure 14 surgeries, countless setbacks, a loss of my career, subsequent depression, and other trauma, along with being bedbound for a year and a half. Somehow, this show is more painful than all of that shit.
Oh my god, Eddie.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
my god. Oh, that's great.
It's so good.
A year and a
Good
half
luck on
ago.
your
I
Hopefully
might,
you're-
I might be starting my next video with that, Eddie. No, I will be 100%.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. There's, the one thing they talked about with Starfleet Academy was, every series there are the people that complain. Like, I remember critiquing season 1 of Next Generation. We didn't talk about it like this.
No.
It was there were critiques.
That is a massive cope. Every time they bring up TNG season 1, stop it. There's good episodes in that season. Okay.
There are.
Yes.
And God, it got good quickly. It got good. They listened. The feedback loop was present when TNG came out.
Because you released it weekly and you were on a schedule, but you could take some of that feedback and take it in and make the necessary changes. When you're commissioning series that are 8 episodes and you do 2 seasons at once and you film back to back, you get, and then you release them all at once, you get no feedback loop at all, ever. And no, you can't trust the people within the building anymore because they're going to tell you everything you want to hear to keep their jobs.
Streaming changed the way TV shows are made for worse. And that feedback loop being lost is it's tragic.
Yep.
Because it takes the audience out of it.
It does. And that's why, like, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, in these times is standing out as it's this really simple show. It's a really simple show, but it stands out because it reminds people of what was good. Subtext, subtlety, not actually telling you everything for secondary viewing, relying on the viewer's intelligence to catch stuff. When Egg's dialogue with Dunk for the first, until he's revealed as a Targaryen, it has double meaning, all of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it was specifically written for the people who had read the book and the people who had not read the book to keep them both engaged. And that's, I mean, you have to be really talented to do that. So hats off to Ira Parker and his team. Like, they've done a great job. And if it stays true, it could be, I think it'll be a contender for best show of the year. It'll be in the top
already
3.
on the list.
It's
yeah,
yeah.
on the list.
Unless it completely shits the bed. And the next episode will be the most talked about episode. If a certain thing happens in that episode, which it may or may not. I think it will though. Ryan Crawford for $19.99 British pounds, proper money. Have any of you seen The Morrigan? An archaeologist uncovers a long dead tomb in Ireland. Bad shit happens, and she has to keep her teenage daughter from being possessed by a vengeful pagan war goddess. Sounds fun. I have not seen The Morrigan.
Haven't seen it.
I haven't even heard it. I did watch the first episode of the Pendragon Cycle.
Oh, I'm 4 episodes in. It gets good by like 3 and 4.
Yeah, I'm like,
No, I feel you, Gary. I felt the same way. By the way, there was no CG used with that bull when they were jumping over the bull.
Yeah,
those are real. I had Jeremy Boring on the show.
those are real people getting stabbed by the bullhorn.
People got hurt, yes, but those are real performers that do that. They use very little CGI in the show. And go to Film Threat, watch our Jeremy Boring interview. He was great.
Melissa's into this like mid 2000s fan. She just watched Legends of the Seeker, so I think this will probably fit good in that, and I'll watch it with Melissa, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Can't tell you much after the first episode, though. Can't really tell you much after that. It's fine. But we'll see where it goes. Eudite 1762, 2 parts for another thing about manga that people
in
America understate is that in Japan, where it's based, it's distributed to 20 plus. It's distributed in 20 plus series collections on a weekly or monthly subscription and delivered to your door. Less effort, more frequent release, excellent cross promotion. It's considered destructive to a series if there's a hiatus that's even a small portion of time between comic book releases. Yeah, it's culturally completely different, right? And then, but like in France and other parts of Europe, all ages read it, so it's not considered, largely from the right. You see a lot of people going, why are you reading stupid little comic books? Well, I mean, kids, teenagers, adults, oldsters all read comics and graphic novels in France and Belgium, other European countries too, and in Japan. It's just culturally, and it's because there's multiple genres, and Jim Lee was right. They make books about fucking soccer and cooking, like that's what the American comic book industry used to be. Long time ago. And I don't know how you get it back at this point. They've lost too many generations to too many other things, including manga. They're getting their ass kicked by manga. Manga numbers are down. I think Wes from Thinking Critical did a video on this about a year ago, 6 months ago. Great channel, by the way. Go check them out. Like, their numbers are down, and they're still kicking the American comic book industry's ass. Tobias Gregory for 20 Australian dollars. G'day, Gary. Have you checked out the game Dispatch? Not yet. I know a hardcore gamer such as yourself might find a game like this a bit too casual. Yeah, it is. But it's actually great foundation for a lighthearted superhero franchise. I have it. I own it on my Steam, but I have not played it yet. But apparently I'm ruining the gaming industry or the gaming discussion.
What'd you do now?
I don't know. Some gal or guy put up a tweet lumping me in with are you looking it up, X-Ray Girl? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so critical drinker, Asmongold, Nerdrotic, and Grums, and these anti-woke YouTube grifters has done irreparable damage to gaming discussion. We could be talking about level design, environment, game mechanics, and stuff that's actually about, games. But no, it's shit like this. Sammy, as I said there, I'm destroying it with my gaming skills. It's lonely. it's lonely at the top. And, being second best isn't bad. So, Drinker and Asmongold and Grums could all be, I know Grums actually made games, but he's still second best to me. And they're fine with it. They're actually fine. There's got to be a king. Sorry. But in all reality and all seriousness, why people aren't talking about design, environment, game mechanics, and stuff that's actually about games? Because character matters. And it's the gaming industry that's put the focus on race and identity over gameplay, mechanics, and actually just making a fucking game, which is supposed to be things people enjoy for escapism. It is not a platform. And you have infinite possibilities, but you keep making the same shit, the same woke shit over and over again, like Hollywood does. You're the ones who made an issue of it in the 90s. Early 2000s, Chris, we didn't discuss race like it wasn't even in the conversation.
Yeah.
You made it an issue, gaming industry, not the fans. Fuck blaming the fans for this shit. And obviously, I know shit about game. The only thing I know about gaming is it's gone to shit because the devs and a lot of the designers out there, the people who run the games, listen to Anita Sarkeesian, master grifter of them all. So, but characters are important. Authenticity in the game is important. It's important to gamers, the people who buy your shit.
I used to play games on the regular. I get into a game, kind of play it, BioShock, among others. I finished Cyberpunk 2077. Since that, I can't find a game I like. I'll start a game. A lot of walking, a lot of boring game mechanics. No sense of discovery.
Well, ugly characters.
You learn the game as you play.
Purposefully making the characters ugly.
Yeah, sameness.
Because we need to get rid of the male. Why? What actual women are complaining about that? Actual women. None.
Yeah, with vaginas.
Yeah.
Those kind of women.
No, as went viral a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I love that.
And the foundation of his thesis is you're boring. It's fucking boring. You're doing the same thing over and over again. You're getting the same results, and you're making the same accusations when your thing fails for almost a decade now. You're fucking boring. Yeah. Blackguard for $100. Marvel/Disney can't solve their problem by firing everyone and starting over because the very same type of people they fire, they would turn around and hire those same types again. They don't know why X-Men or Avengers was popular, only that it was when they bought it. Yep. Well, the problem is Kevin Feige is the guy who created all these problems, and you're going to him to fix them.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens. Now, I don't have a replacement for Kevin Feige. I don't think one exists. If you could go back and get old Kevin Feige, maybe. But these problems have been festering for a long time, and now people are starting to really examine the origins, right? As they should. And they go back before, well before phases 4 and 5.
And I bet if you drilled down deep, you'd discover that the things that were the most successful were the ones he had the least to do with.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And like,
live action Daredevil Netflix series, he had zero to do with it.
that's what I'm saying. That's my point is, you know,
He gets involved in a Daredevil series. Look what you get.
yeah. Just
Look.
saying.
Yeah. You know, and like, I don't have an answer of like who you replace him with. And I don't know how, like, I don't know how you fix the problem when there's been no concern for legacy and you've just spammed a bunch of shit and you had no plan. But I would start with having a plan. Like, do not reboot the MCU without a plan. Like, I mean, you have a beginning, middle, and end where you're going. You have that mapped out somehow.
You mothball it. Oh, by the way, there's
Mhm.
going to be a Hall H Marvel panel at Comic-Con for sure. There has to be. Gary, we should be there. San Diego.
Yeah.
You already got the hat. You're good to go.
I'm good to go. Well, it's pitchers and catchers report yesterday. Padres report today. It's baseball season. I mean, it's baseball's getting gay too. It's just not as gay as the NFL. But baseball's ruined by the Dodgers. The Dodgers is fucking completely ruined Major League Baseball. So just give them the championship now. Ariana B. Simpson for 20 British pounds proper money. Says, Gary, the humiliation of men in cinema on Film Industry Watch is worth a whole show. Would love your take on it. Very thorough piece. Okay. Maybe a whole
Gary's got the
show.
link.
Maybe a whole show or a video.
Yeah, probably a
it
video.
would have to be a long video though. You can't like parse
like a
that.
half hour.
Yeah, you
for
can't parse that down in 8 minutes or 16 minutes or 20. That would have to be an hour.
The number of examples you're going to be able to pull, you're gonna lose your mind, Gary.
Yeah. Yep. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I think I like it. Carol's 149 for $9.99. I'm not a sports fan, and I'm even getting tired of all the stuff being made to please women who never liked it. Plus, take a shot every time Chris says like. He's from California. We
Yeah.
forgive him. Like, he's from California. Chris, Gary,
Yeah.
X-Ray Girl, what is your recommendation for somebody who is wanting to start in indie film? That's a question for you, Chris. Stephen Johannesson for $5.
Make a short film, make a 1 minute movie, make a 3-minute movie, a 5-minute, just work up the scale. Everything you need to know is on the internet and especially YouTube. So I would go to the Film Threat Interviews channel, watch the interviews. Like we do interviews with indie filmmakers, we clip them and archive them on our interviews channel. Subscribe to that, watch a bunch of interviews. You will get hardcore advice and then start small with short films to build up.
Yeah.
That's my quick advice and a direction.
Good advice from somebody who knows. Somebody who knows.
And Uwe Boll will give you boxing advice too.
Oh, there you go.
He's on our channel.
Slack Attack for $10. Gary, are you watching season 3 of Primal? Not yet, but I will. Not sure how I feel about it. Love the first 2, but it seems like a regression for Spears' character, though it's not without that primal charm previously seen. I didn't like how season 2 ended, but I'll go. Tartakovsky's fucking awesome, so I'll give it a chance. Man, what could have been if he would have taken the job instead of Dave Filoni?
Clone Wars.
That hurts. That one hurts a little bit.
His shorts were so good.
It's far superior.
Again, they were more adult.
Yeah.
They weren't dumbed down kid stuff.
Supposedly there's rumors that Saudi, probably the government, is looking to buy Netflix. Man, we're cooked if that happens.
That shouldn't happen.
No. Oh, no, it shouldn't happen. How much would Netflix go for? Thank you, Sally, for $4.99.
Hundreds of
billions. Yeah. I don't know if anybody. Yeah. Saudi and Qatar are trying to buy their way into other things to get outside of just being oil companies. And getting involved in entertainment, which is not as profitable as oil and other things, is very suspect. I'm just going to say it's very suspect.
Although I like Dubai chocolate. I got to say, if
There you go.
ever had Dubai chocolate.
There's,
Mm.
yeah. We got to find out if Netflix can buy Warner Brothers. I think they can. I think they can.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I think it's going to happen.
Do not think Netflix is a monopoly. It's really hard to make an argument that they're a monopoly when they were on viewership technically behind Disney last year. Now, they're much more profitable than Disney. Far more profitable than Disney. Because on the entertainment side, as far as making movies and TV shows, Disney doesn't turn a profit. They turn their profit off cruise ships and hotels and parks. Netflix, they don't have all that overhead. They don't have hotels and cruise ships to maintain. God, that must be, the overhead at Disney must be insane. Insane. They're early somewhere, says Phil Mitchell for $10. That's a great way to look at it. Are you guys interested in the Young Sherlock Holmes series by Guy Ritchie next month? Yes, I am. And did you see all the news of Ira Parker? All the news Ira Parker talked about. Him leaving a very important line of dialogue out and calling it a mistake. I respect him for coming out and saying it. He left a pretty important line of dialogue out. A knight who remembers his vows. It sounds simple, but it really needed to be in. And he said, you know what? That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done it. I'm like, credit to you for coming out and saying that, like you should still find a way to put it in, but Mexi Rage for $10. I didn't like it, especially with the fake mumble Bonda music. One song beats all Bad Bunny songs. La Chona stomps him. La Chona? Is it La?
I don't know who that is.
Or is it so I'm guessing that's an L, but he just didn't capitalize it. So La Chona stomps him and is catchy. Okay. Even if it was spelled chachi. Thank you, Mexi Rage. It's all good. It's catchy if you don't understand it. Don't think that's real Bonda music. Oh, I don't. God, what's a fucking it was in here, I'll find it. There's a great
all the people overpraising Bad Bunny, like just ask them what's your favorite song, your favorite Bad Bunny song. Like people talking about the Ray movie, I'd say what's your favorite Obid what's her name? Janae Shadoy, blah blah. What's your favorite movie of hers? Charmine Obaid Chinoy.
There is
like that.
I mean, it's not that type of music, but there's a song in the Grand Tour when they toured Colombia called Smoke. Couldn't understand a word of it, but fucking it hits. It's such a great song. It's about smoking weed. I don't even smoke weed, but it's a good song. Can't remember what band it was though. Big Finish just announced Young James Bond line. Oh, I'll skip it. Big Finish is
what?
Big Finish is an audio adventure. They do the Doctor Who audio ventures, Torchwood and stuff. I used to be a big fan of them, and they fell off the cliff.
How young James
Oh
Bond?
God, I don't know.
Like for kids?
How about just make it a good James Bond, not young James Bond? Shout out to my base dad. He thinks all sports and movies should shut down. Just build your own media server at home and pirate everything. He still hasn't forgiven the other side for COVID. Base dad, $10. This Sunday was Puerto Rican Hump Day. There you go.
Oh,
I think Puerto after that, Puerto Rico should have their independence. Like, please.
Yeah.
Get them off the dole. Go build yourself a country. The All Blacks are the traditionally Maori team. They do an amazing war dance before the game, similar to the one the Urukai extras did for Vigo after filming Helm's Deep, which was really cool. Or Uric, I'm thinking Urukai. And it is time to start referring to it as Star Trek. I think there's a lot of names for it. Fake Trek. I just call it Kurtzman Trek. I don't think there's one that's really that's caught on though. Big PD8 has gifted 3 memberships for $15. Thank you very much. David Frederickson for $10. I'm hella late. Are you from the Bay Area? But I'm talking anyway. I cut the No Fun League off cold turkey in 2016. Never looked back. I did watch the Niners Super Bowl, yet felt nothing well, I knew you were from the Bay Area. Hella. Yet felt nothing for the loss. The bunny thing is demonic. Yeah, dudes grinding on each other on the field for an NFL game. What? Goodell, you're an evil piece of shit.
I don't see how they don't see it. Do they recognize the feedback from the audience?
I think they just ignore it.
An alternate halftime show is now part of doing business. There will always be now an alternate halftime show, and it will be bigger. I thought the attempt was, I watched it. It was okay. But it was pre-taped. It wasn't live. It was fine. But if you put effort into that, could be huge. And there's going to be one from now on. That's how bad they're failing.
Any info about Thor and Doomsday or Thor and Loki? They're in it. Rose for $9.99, and there's a big battle at the end between Thor and Doctor Doom. But I know Loki's in it. I don't know exactly what he does, though. Jack Hanma for $5 says, remember, Gary, in Star Trek, World War III starts in 2026. Beware of anyone showing up this year in the media named Philip Green. Star Dregs, Hail the Fellowship, says Valkyrie of Caledonia. Thank you. TNA Projects for $9.99. Did you guys go back to see Cisco's face in the clouds at the very end of... Is it in the clouds? Is it really there? Somebody asked me. I heard that too. I did not go back and check. I could real quick. I think they used the scene with Kirk on the Enterprise bridge in DS9 episode Trials and Tribulations. Here, read a couple. I'll see. Oh wait, I'm not on the right computer. I can't.
I can search while you look.
Yeah. Find it. Okay. X-Ray Girl's on the case.
Druid Khan for 10 British pounds, proper money. On YouTube, you can watch old clips of Judge Judy. The producers of Judge Judy know how to make money. So if they're on YouTube and not on a streaming platform, streaming is finished. Yes, you're starting to see that with older, like Farscape is running shows. Like you'll see that more and more. That this is the one place where the most people will watch it with ads, and you could just run it 24 hours a day. I got it.
Did you find it?
They say it's this.
That I don't see it. Is that? Maybe
like right here.
Yeah. I don't know if that's Cisco or yeah. Maybe.
I can't, dude. That's just
pareidolia.
You're reading a lot into it.
I don't know. They did lay it on pretty thick in that episode. I'm going to say that. The Grizzy, 9740 for $10. I'm kind of sick of the argument that Warner Brothers is just stupid. No, I think they're incompetent. But they are just as evil and woke as Disney. I think it will only get worse with the Netflix deal. Not going to argue with you, the Grizzly, at all. I'm not going to argue with what's going down with Harry Potter. Not going to argue. That is one of the biggest fuck ups of all time.
I more and more I hear about that show. I don't think it's going to be.
We're going to be adding things. They're adding stuff. So now this faithful adaptation is now adding stuff. They're not talking to J.K. Rowling at all. And Snape is black. It's like, oh, fuck. I gave up on the NFL after the Rush Limbaugh / Dolphin fiasco. Haven't watched since. A pox upon them. What happened with that? Did they?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I remember there being an incident. I can't remember what it was. What is your favorite?
That's you.
What?
Thank you. I sneezed.
Sneezed,
Oh,
a
bless you.
big sneeze.
Uneven Streets for $1.99. What is your favorite A Song of Ice and Fire chapter? Mine is Sam. So are we like perspective character or chapter? Throughout the whole thing. My favorite chapter is one that's not in a book yet. It's a preview chapter of The Winds of Winter. It's called The Forsaken. It's fucking gnarly. And it's Euron Greyjoy torturing his brother, Aeron. And they drink Shade of the Evening, and they trip balls and see visions of the future. And Euron Greyjoy, and we find out Euron Greyjoy is the most evil villain like ever. He makes Ramsay and fucking Joffrey just look nice, and they fucked him up in the show. But he's got like a suit of Valyrian steel armor, and we find out like he diddled his brothers as kids just for fun because he's fucking evil, and he wants to become a god. And he's going to use blood magic to do it, and he's going to sacrifice his brother who's a priest. So he's sacrificing priests and kings and all these crazy things to possibly get giant squids basically to come up in the. He's going to like basically dump buckets of blood in the water. So when the red wine fleet shows up to Old Town, all these giant squids will come up and take out the fleet. Probably take out half of his fleet too. He doesn't care. It's really good. It's dark shit though. But favorite character read from beginning, it's Tyrion. Tyrion shit is great. I wish the D+ stuff was in Doomsday. If Doom kills She-Hulk, Agatha and Captain Carter are her gaggle of insufferable girl bosses, it would be a 10 out of 10. Half of its box office will be me. Dude. She's not going to be in it though. Hey, Kevin Feige for $9.99. And that, like, She-Hulk should have been your most popular female character. That was like your outside of the X-Men women, which are, Storm, which are some of the best female characters in Marvel. Like She-Hulk was it. That's the biggest fuck up of them all. Is everybody, a dude should have wrote She-Hulk. If you had a man writing She-Hulk, it would have been better. Jumping Jack, thank you for the $5 donation. Arg, another name for $9.99. Art brings readers in, story keeps them. Yeah, it's that simple. It's a great debate to have, but then when you have people out there going, stories never sold millions of copies, it's like, wow, this person votes. Okay. Mexi Rage for $5. Also, yeah, I know my team will never go to the Super Bowl. I stopped having hope after the Cardinals versus Packers. God, you should have won that game. No, not that. Was it the versus the Packers? No, it was Steelers. The Steelers Super Bowl. You should have won that game. Was so good, and then they lost to the Seahawks. The Cardinals. That would have been a great story. Kurt Warner winning another Super Bowl with the Cardinals. That would have been I was rooting like hell for him. I was. Along with
Story is great. Sorry. His story is great, Gary.
His story is like one of the best stories in the history of the NFL. Bagging fucking groceries to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. He played for the Iowa Barnstormers.
Yeah.
Arena football.
Oh, you don't have that now. Now you have college players bailing out for money, and it's just like, it's terrible now. I don't miss it. Along with Narnia, the Aragon books, if you're not familiar with that's fine, might get destroyed by Disney next. They're not done. Well, Narnia isn't Disney. That's Netflix. That's Netflix. Yeah. Another issue with comics is consistency or lack thereof. If I ask someone how to start reading Spider-Man, I'll get 10 different answers. With manga, you start with Chapter 1, Volume 1, and you go from there. Yep, that's a huge problem. that they're eventually going to have to deal with, but they don't make enough money for people to really get invested in fixing it. And I don't think you would be hard pressed to convince a big executive or an investor that like comics have a future that you should invest in. So put in the money and take the time and bring in the resources necessary to fix this thing that once fixed could be an absolute juggernaut. It hasn't been a juggernaut for a long time. And there's a lot of reasons for that, including retailers. Certain retailers have to take some responsibility for that too. Nordstrom for 500 RSD says, does Paramount know how screwed they are once Taylor Sheridan leaves? Yeah. Right. Well, I think that's the reason their stock has gone down. Right now, Landman and Tulsa King are doing the bulk of carrying for them, all the heavy lifting. But they are offset by by what Alex Kurtzman calls Star Trek. Yeah, Starfleet Academy, Chris, was out of the top 10 on Paramount Plus in under a day. You know, it's still
under a day?
In under 24 hours, it was gone because I was watching on its own platform. And please save it's number one on Paramount through Amazon Prime. So that is based on a metric that you bundle your Paramount Plus with Amazon Prime. What is that? 10 people? It's not a significant number. When you drop out of the top 10 on your own platform, that is bad. When you get 244,000 total views when it's free on YouTube, that is bad. That is very, very bad on something you spent $10 million on, one single episode. It's called The All Blacks, Chris, says Axel Foley.
I know that. All Blacks.
Chris,
yes.
Do you need to take off? I still have some reading to do.
Yeah, but I want to share like a reminder of why the original series is so great. If I might play this 13 seconds. Here it is.
Yeah.
Spock, do something.
This is the captain speaking.
I just
Wow.
couldn't resist.
Wow.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist, man. But thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Chris.
Always fun to hang out. Like listening to Real BBC and hearing when my name comes up for some god awful reason.
Also, usually because you're gay.
Stupid. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll have to let my girlfriend know.
Yeah, let your girlfriend know you're gay. Well, I got to let my quarter Asian son know I'm racist. No, I'm a white.
Right.
I got to let my staff know I'm a white supremacist. So, hey, X-ray girl, I'm a white supremacist. Sorry.
Cool beans. Me too.
Always fun hanging out. Watch Hollywood on the Rocks at 1. I'll be with Alan Ing.
Tell Alan to answer my DM. Straight up ghost.
Okay,
man.
I will tell him.
Yeah, fucking big time, man.
He's ignoring you?
Just completely ignoring me.
He's in trouble. To be fair, he ignores my emails.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye. Appreciate you. Thanks.
Later, brother. Take care, man. Now, I asked Alan because he's seen them all. And I told him not to be specific. I'm like, what's the worst episode of Starfleet Academy? I need to know when we hit bottom. So you don't have to give any details. Just give me the episode number. And he didn't get back to it. But he will, though. He's a busy guy. He's got a lot going on. We love Alan. We love Ing the Merciless. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Olympian 9282 for $5. Hey, Gary, any chance we will be getting Pendragon Cycle reviews? Best fantasy TV right now. It's much closer to Tolkien fantasy than anything else. Yeah, we'll see how it is when I finish. Not episodic reviews, but if it fits the parameters and it's really fucking good by the end, absolutely. I just started episode 1. I was like just about to go to bed, and I'm like, I'll watch 5 minutes of it. I watched the whole episode. I'm like, it's all right, It wasn't. Listen, I was kind of expecting it because it was from Daily Wire to be like kind of total shit. And it wasn't. So, And so I'll continue watching it and let you guys know. I like all the Arthurian stuff. I love it. Watch the All Blacks Haka, says Charlie Zulu Oscar for $2. What's a Haka?
I think it's the.
Did I just make?
Is that the thing that you do to like when they beat their chest and they sing?
Oh, okay.
Is that the thing? I might be wrong.
Or did I just say something like?
Did you pull a me and say a racist word without realizing?
Something racial and derogatory. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. That it's that
okay.
band. Okay.
English Batchers 8483 for 10 British pounds, proper money. Harry Potter with added ism subplots. Dad's bad. Hey stuff. Harry will apologize for his powers and privilege. Oh yeah, Hogwarts does a land acknowledgement before dinner in the Great Hall. Like it's all sounding like, as this goes on, it is Rings of Power. I'm gonna, not as bad as Rings of Power, but I think we're gonna get very similar things. I think there's some giant red flags being hoisted up, and it really has to do with what it does to the subtext of a lot of the plot. Hermione is in the audiobooks, Hermione is black. So that really changes. Now, whatever. It's theater of the mind, and Goblet of Fire. You have to get used to they aged Harry, Ron, and Hermione up. So you have to get used to new voices. It's pretty good, though. But if they make Hermione black, it really does change your story when she's constantly called Mudblood and Draco Malfoy's telling her to put her bushy head down. Really kind of changes the aspect of that conversation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you didn't need to do this. There's already diversity in Harry Potter. This was unnecessary. It's a forced and unforced error all at once. You do not need to add anything to the books. You need to put more from the books in the show. You need to learn from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which does add to the books, but because that's out of necessity, because the book is short. And everything they've added has just been some little background on Sir Arland and his dad, but it doesn't take away from your main character. It doesn't undercut your main character for any kind of identity or diversity. It is a wonderful show that has none of that bullshit. Now they're talking about adding to Draco's home life. No, you need, so what they're going to do, because guess what? 10 episodes a season isn't enough to cover even all the shorter books. So you will be leaving stuff out from the books to add your own shit. So that's not a faithful adaptation, just like Black Snape. Black Snape changes so much with this as well. It makes the kids racist, Sirius Black racist, unless they make him black because his last name is Black, and these fucking retards will do it. He's voiced by a black guy in the audiobooks. And James will be racist. And there's so much more. Lily will be racist.
Oh, that's true.
And then you have just another black man pining for a little white girl. Like there's so much, it creates so many unnecessary problems by coating it with modernity. But you made your bed. HBO, Warner Brothers. I've been constantly told that David Zaslav is not like, he's like the anti-Bob Iger. Like he's kind of based. And because he canceled Batgirl, which was completely for financial reasons. But I haven't seen any fucking sign of that at all. I don't think they're any different from Disney at all. Peacemaker season 2. Peacemaker fucking season 2. That is some woke shit. And Black Snape. Worst casting of the century. Robert the Hayes for $4.99. If you three could start a sports team, what sport would it be? What city and how hardcore would you have them play?
I'm so bad at sports. We can make a gaming team.
Yeah, I would. Well, the only sport I like now is baseball. So baseball team in San Antonio.
Oh, I like the weather there. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Baseball team in San Antonio. I think they'd support it. We're close enough to Austin. But the thing is, we just lose all the fucking time. We'd be the bad news Bears because the way the system's set up in sports is the Dodgers are now the new Yankees, and they just can't. They have a huge market, and they're just going to buy all the best players and win all the time.
I'll be the water girl.
There you go.
Can't
That'll
throw for
sell
crap.
out the stadium. But don't give them don't give the I don't know what you'd name the baseball team, but don't give them some gay name. You know, make it regional like they used to be. Robert Hayes, thank you very much. Eric DeMont for $5. Cisco, the only captain to commit genocide on a planet. A Starfleet captain does not do that. He killed men and women and children of the Maquis. Yeah, they had it coming though, Eric. Hi, Gary. Recently watched your room tour, and I got inspired to start vintage Star Trek collection, especially TOS and TNG. Have you ideas where to start? Chuck, well, where are you, Chuck? It depends on where you are. Find a good vintage toy store, or you could just go on eBay. TOS and TNG figures from the 90s, from Playmates, are genuine. If you buy them in lots, they're pretty cheap. Because Star Trek's such a dead franchise, like even the older vintage stuff, aside from like the Migos, that's pretty expensive. The only thing that Star Trek that's expensive is the Enterprise. Like if you get a Master Replica Enterprise, those get pretty expensive. But if you just want action figures, you can go get a lot or a collection of TNG figures. That's huge for $100. But if you got a store near you, I've got a store near me. I'm blanking on the name now. I go there all the time. I just keep forgetting the name. Read one while I look it up.
Sure. Let's see here. Mexi Rage. Oh wait, is that the one we just read? No,
Yep.
Fargate suppresses both DS9 and B5. It took what they had and made them better, especially when Schlurpo starred in 1 hour Christmas special, right, guys? Of course. Schlurpo always makes things better. And
there it is. Okay, so Toy Hunters, Buddy's Toys and Collectibles is pretty good, but Toy Hunters in San Antonio on Nacogdoches, I'm not saying that right, but that's tough. Nacogdoches Road, Toy Hunters. So if you're in San Antonio and you're a vintage toy collector, that is the place to go. Look at their website. It's heaven. It's absolute heaven for a vintage toy collector. You could spend hours in there. Owner's a great guy too. Sorry, did I cut you off halfway through one? Sorry.
No, I was finished already.
All right. Phil Mitchell Fist says Red Dwarf. Yes. Respect to Red Dwarf. Haven't seen it, but respect. Not going to diss something. Chris, if soccer is boring, then your face is boring. Send Hayes Kraz. Your face is boring. You should watch Big Bungie's vid on Doctor Who. He's since been banned, but there are mirrors. A ban from YouTube? Wheelchair? Why hasn't he come back? They've lifted a lot of bans. YouTube. Not enough. Alex Jones isn't back. Yeah, not enough. Not enough.
Same with Lauren.
Yep.
I want her channel back.
Yeah, Lauren's that's some bullshit. All charges dropped. No charges brought. Robert Hayes for $4.99. Come on, Gary. You know the last season of Fargate was the season they ran out of ideas. It's true, and like I don't like to address it much, especially the final episode. The final episode is controversial, but what a twist! What a twist! We found out that Captain Samson was evil all along. There, I spoiled it. And then he had to be killed by his own son. Sad stuff. But you know what? We can't like let one, controversial season finale or series finale take away from all the good Fargate that we got. Because I love Fargate, the show. Why is it when they had a Fargate actor on Hollywood Squares, they'd always be center square? Bubba Doom. If you know, you know. Paul Lynde was center square. Yeah, it's a mystery. Hey, Nerdrotic, I love your content. I want to make comics and have an idea. I need to get it down and pray to get something done. Pray I have many people like yourself enjoy it in the future. Praying's not bad. Praying's a good thing. Praying's a good thing for believers and non-believers. Praying's a good thing. And I think you should do it often because it helps your mind work. And maybe there's some divine intervention. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Maybe there is. And then get to work. Start practicing. Get good. Bold of them to assume it won't be primitive in 1,000 years. I mean, it could be. Sneck says, gay speak is LGBTs.
I love that one. Yeah.
Stop it, Snacks. You silly boy. I'd rather a blip to a burn. Yeah, the burn. Yeah, I'd rather blip than burn, I guess. They killed Star Wars when they erased the EU. That's kind of a fact. If you really want to know when it was dead, when Kathleen Kennedy decided to destroy something she didn't even know she had. Women were like Morning Glory Tauntaun Farm.
Ew.
Don Thomas, no.
Disgusting.
No, it's like women's idea of what men want. It looks like a bear commercial. Men like that, right? Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. I love Fargate. Love the Alec Baldwin reference when Captain Schlurpo accidentally shot his co-pilot.
Oh my God.
Listen, that was actually a great episode. Okay. Underrated. I'm thinking of watching Star Trek. Should I start with the original 60s TV show or the 90s stuff? 60s is where it started, but it will seem dated. No.
It's not. The stories hold up and are quite more entertaining than today's stuff.
Dun, 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 dun. Omega Supreme W Cheese for $2. R.I.P. Andy Whitfield. That is true. R.I.P. brother. Omar Bar's music for $1.99. Modern Star Trek greeting. Lick schlong and prosper. Thanks for the Spartacus Blood and Sand suggestion. Hail. Yeah, you will love it. You will love it. It's on Netflix. I don't know about internationally, but it's on Netflix now. Brian E. Murphy for $4.99. What's your take on Cold Storage coming out soon? Trailer looked fun, but it doesn't seem like it is going to have a solid presence in the theaters. I don't know. I can look. Read a couple while I look.
Sure. Andre Benson for 2 says, did they make Sulu gay in Star Trek Beyond in 2016?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and actually George Takei was against it.
Oh.
Yeah, he was actually against it.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Axel Foley for 5 Australian, and they wonder why men are either withdrawing from society or committing self-deletion. The Ron for 2 British pounds says, if Batman Part 2 succeeds, James Gunn is in a mess. Likely. You got it?
Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer. I mean, it's so basically something's in cold storage and it's a pathogen, and it says if it spreads, you're dead. And it's got Liam Neeson and what's his face from Stranger Things, right? Steve?
Oh, yeah, that looks like Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, never heard of it. Probably won't last long in theaters. It looks like kind of a streaming thing, but I'd probably watch it on streaming.
Interesting
to be real.
concept.
Yeah. Not against it, though. Love Liam Neeson. Omega Supreme. Oh, I'm sorry.
With cheese.
Omega Supreme with cheese for $5 says, it's the gay Goldstein alliance against the traditional art, kind of like the Justice League, but the opposite. Yes, you're not wrong. Roger Avery and Tarantino should run a studio. Matthew Hammond, they should. I just don't know if Tarantino is waiting on his last film, and not everybody loves him. I like Tarantino. I don't think all his films are great, but I think some are. And I think he's a pure filmmaker. And I think he's doing one more because he just sees the system like being butchered and not fun for filmmakers. But it would be it would be a great loss losing him, whether you like him or not. Like, we need directors like Quentin Tarantino, who he's never really forgot his days of working behind the counter at a video store. He'll just talk shit, and I appreciate that. Whether it's deserved or not, that's debatable. But he just goes out there and talks shit, and not the normal shit. He just like, I don't like this actor. Like he and he's spot on a lot of stuff. And he's gone on Bill Maher and called out the over-reliance on the message and how that ruined film. So good for him. So if you think, man, I've noticed Hollywood kind of turning on Quentin Tarantino, that's why. And I'm not saying Quentin's putting on a MAGA hat, nor do you need to put on a MAGA hat, but I'm saying that he is one of the people who has enough cred where he can call this shit out. Because the only people closeted in Hollywood are conservatives. That's a fact. So the gay people who run Hollywood have become what they hated. I don't make the rules, I make the observations. Alistair for $1. Hey, Gary, I was given an old production script of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I was wondering, is this something you're interested in? I emailed you to check it out. I saw the email. I'm sorry I didn't respond. Yes, I'd love to check. Hell yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Studio heads who don't like movies should be fired. Matthew, it's not even, how about, let me give you a third option to fire them, Matthew. Studio heads who don't care about movies. It's not hate them. It's apathy. It's just as bad. So the studio heads for a lot of these companies come from presidential administrations, gubernatorial administrations, Raytheon, Pepsi, Razor companies. They're not, they don't watch the shit they produce. Do you think board members of Disney watch The Mandalorian? Unless they're forced to in the office. Do you think they go home and casually watch The Mandalorian? Of course they don't. Of course they don't. Panzer Blitz R&R for 20 says, Gary, have you seen the clip from Jamie Kennedy experiment Razorfist posted in his timeline? The prank was to the Star Trek writer's room, and the prank was Star Trek Academy being pitched. I have seen it. It is funny as hell. You have managed to make more Fargate canon in a few streams than anything else. Please make it real. LOL. Hail Mangus. Hail Mangus. Yes. We need to design Arch Mangus. Kelly Momsen for 70 Zardazes. Thank you, Kelly. Stitch the Elder for $5. Any thoughts on Clive Barker's Hellraiser revival? New trailer dropped a bit ago. Not really. They didn't they just do a female Hellraiser? And I was just like, bye.
Why?
And, fucking, I don't know. I'm tired, boss.
Oh,
Thank God, or maybe they did and I just forgot. Thank God they haven't fucked up Nightbreed. Rugby is a real man sport. Stuff the NFL. The All Blacks are great, but the Springboks are better.
ooh.
Hail. For fuck's sake, cancel Disney Plus from Graph Web. Hail, brother. Alex Belfour for $1.99. Gary, did you ever go to Gamescape in San Rafael? Maybe. I went to Blue Moon Comics. Gary, what would you do? Gary, what would you do an Indiana Jones movie about? Well, okay, I'd have to go back in time with a young Harrison Ford because it's a Harrison Ford franchise. It is not, you can't recast Indiana Jones. Forget it. Get that out of your head. It can't be done. So if I went back in time and bypassed Crystal Skull and Dial of Dysentery, Fate of Atlantis. That's what should have been done. Alex Belfour for $4.99. My friends would have Image Comics in their pull list at Blue Moon, and it would always be late, while my Marvel and DC comics were always on time. Alex Belfour. There you go. Blue Moon Comics. Are they still there? Is Blue Moon still around?
I can read a super chat while you're looking at it.
Yep.
Cyberched 2077 for $4.99. Not only is McFarlane right, this applies to movies. Visuals carry many mediums and generations of terrible Hollywood movies. If the visuals are bad, sometimes the story can override the bad visuals, though. Like depending on budget.
They're still there. That's good. That's great to see. They're still around. Nice owners. Nice owners there. Where was I? Oh, I should read Soups. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best comics are manga where the artist writes and draws by himself. One Piece will soon outsell Batman and Soups despite their 5-decade head start. Yes, Pepsi Man. That has a lot to do with it too. I mean, they practically break the writers and artists, and when they find one, they only live into their 50s. But the trade-off is, despite all that pressure, Oda's not taking breaks from his story, so he's still like locked in, and he has built his own little fantasy world that is one of the biggest IPs in the world, and a pretty fucking cool story conceptually. And it got me reading some manga, which I never do. never ever do it. But respect, nothing but respect. And listen, the art in One Piece is not comparable to Jack Kirby or George Perez. It's just not in any way. But it's the story that carries it. And, like, people like the art. Manga art is not my favorite. I'm just going to say it's not my favorite. But unless it's like Berserk. Berserk is fucking phenomenal, right? So there's certain art I do genuinely like. I think One Piece is story-driven. I'll say that. Story-driven. But yeah, like manga and gaming stole the generations that would have bought American comics. What's keeping American comics going is the speculator, the collector. How many fucking absolute Batman variants were there? That tells you. the one thing I'll give absolute Batman and Wonder Woman, I think, is that it's being sold for its story. So that's something the American comic book has been missing. The problem is it's the only thing selling for its story. And most comics, fucking Superman comics, are selling less than 60,000 in the United States. Spider-Man comics are selling less than 60,000 in the United States. That's not even an industry anymore. And that's just the harsh reality of it. And the only reason comic book stores are staying alive is Pokemon cards, which have had a huge resurgence, back issues, Magic cards, everything but comics. When I owned a comic store, back in my day, X-Ray Girl, I sold comics. That was it. Yes, I did sell toys. Toys were not even 10% of my sales. And I got to a point where back issues, like it was new releases were 60, 55, 60% of my sales. And then 25 to 30 was back issues. And eventually I stopped ordering trades altogether I used to order them from Penguin because the shipping was better, or from Diamond. And I just had a trade-in program because I was right next to a really woke school, San Francisco University of San Francisco. So when the kids would go home or leave college, they come in and I gave them it was a nickel a book, and I got so many trade-ins I could fill. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full shelves of trades constantly coming in. And I didn't have to pay Diamond anything. But I was selling comics and books. I did have the largest Doctor Who toy collection in the Bay Area. By far. I went a little nuts with it. Axel Foley for $5 Australian. I think Fargate started phoning it in when they made Captain, what was his name? Samson. That was a Temu version of another. Oh, you mean Captain Phillips? A Temu version of Captain Samson? Well, what about Captain McCrevis? Don't forget, like Captain McCrevis, people are always sleeping on Captain Phil McCrevis, and I think secretly kind of the MVP of Fargate. Captain Phil McCrevis. He was a badass. And gave him a little green puppet sidekick. Dude, wait a minute. Are you talking about Splurg? Splurg is awesome. That little green sock puppet had the foulest mouth in any fucking show ever. But he was also the most loyal sidekick of all time. You see a sock puppet. I see an individual. I see a person. I see a person there.
The lore on this is insane at this rate. Oh my goodness.
Sock puppet. How dare you say that, Axel? Who sells the most T-shirts? Who has the most expensive rare cards? Amen, Eddie. Truth. You all rock. Keep on trucking. I can't remember the name I gave him. Schlurp. I will not have disrespect for Schlurp. It's not Schlurpo. No, it's not Schlurpo. That's totally different. This one's Schlurp. Schlurp's background, his entire family was murdered by Archmangus. Murdered, raped, and then sold for slavery. How does that happen? You just got to watch. It's pretty fucking harsh. He's like the Wesley of Fargate. He was a broken sock puppet, but he has some of the most dramatic moments. He really does. A sidekick. He's more than a sidekick, Axel. What are we doing here? Sebastian Howard for $10. Have you heard of this Spider-Man Wolverine comic series? It's getting canceled next issue 10. That's pretty normal. But it's got cool 90s art like McFarlane Larson. Yes, there you go. There you go. The Ultimates. Why did the Ultimates sell so well? Why did it kick ass? Was it the Brian Hitch art? That certainly had something to do with it, because that art was fucking awesome. Some of the best art I've ever seen in a comic book. But it was Mark Millar's story that people were talking about. It was the story within it, because, you know, great art just becomes gobbledygook if you don't have a great story. Oh, and the MCU is basically the Ultimates light. Are we going to get blue-balled with flashbacks in the next Hedge Knight episode? Shaka Zulu? Maybe? Like, do we get the full battle or half the battle? And a lot of it is flashbacks. That's a good question, Shaka Zulu. We will find out Sunday night. Watch the One Piece Season 2 trailer. We watched it yesterday. Mercetic on Real BBC. You can go over to Az's channel. We reacted to it there. I think it looks good. It looks fine. Yeah, there's a race swap character. And the One Piece fans are mad, and I will respect their anger. I will absolutely respect their anger. I haven't gotten far enough to be mad about it, but I probably would be. I'd probably be really fucking mad. So I'm just going to respect their anger. They also had a tranny in it last year, who's clearly a girl. But other than that, it was a fantastic series. A fantastic series. Can they keep that up? Having lost both showrunners, although one of them did work through this, it being a Netflix season 2. Netflix season 2 don't usually do that well. There's a lot of questions. So my hype for this has lessened the longer they took, if that makes sense to you. If they had swung this in a year and a half, I'd be way more hyped than 2.5 years. And it's like, you're not going to finish this. Do I need to get invested in something that you're going to make 3 of? Worst case scenario, it's shit. Best case scenario, you Mindhunter it and you make something really good and then you cancel it. Fucking Mindhunter was great. All hail Gary, the God Emperor of Gaming. Thank you for noticing, Notram. Thank you for your praise.
Recognition.
What's your tribute? I expect a tribute next time. Okay, buddy. You watch your ass. Gary, make FNT watch The Burbs, especially Ryan. I'm thinking about it. But the thing is, I'm making him watch Starfleet Academy. And I was like, man, it's pretty bad. But then I'm like, are you going soft, pussy? Make them watch The Burbs. And I think I should.
Oh, no.
Just one episode. Oh, what? The people who cover entertainment need to watch stuff? That's what I always, when they start bitching, I'm like, you're on YouTube, right? Yeah. What are you talking about? Entertainment. Okay.
Can't just watch things you like.
You know what? Tell them we got to watch The Burbs. First episode of The Burbs. Just one episode. They don't have to watch beyond that. All right, just one. And blame Steph. Steph putting up that description.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it's.
She has a lot, actually. Holy crap. I went to her Twitter. Oh, good. Well, the first one was the first line. I can't believe we have a white picket fence. They're so charming and yet so microaggressive at the same time.
So I think it's good to bring up to show culturally like where we are. Is this a leftover from a bygone era or has Hollywood changed? I think it's important to point this out. Plus, just how creatively bankrupt they are. They're Making a series out of a mid movie that wasn't a hit. And I understand Az's logic, and normally I would agree with it. You take something that wasn't good and remake it and improve on it. But they actually didn't improve on the thing that was mid, and they actually made it worse. The only reason people watched The Burbs was Tom Hanks was in it. And Tom Hanks used to be very popular and funny at one time. Until he started playing games with younger people. I'll just leave it there. Lots of smoke around that fire. Twister. Was that the game No. Charades and Twister. Inviting young actors over. Maybe it was innocent fun. J.R.R. Tolkien, the writer, for $5. I can't believe gamers are talking about what's in games, woke shit, instead of what's not in games, gameplay. Right? I mean, we could talk about mechanics, the mechanics of Star Wars Outlaws. I think there is a YouTuber out there that breaks them down better than any human on planet Earth, including the QC of the company that made it. That would be Mahler's Star Wars Outlaws video, which is a masterpiece. Would you ever play Jackbox on Friday Night Tights? What's Jackbox?
It's just like little games that you can play online. I would say probably not on FNT, but maybe if we ever did another show.
Yeah, there's too many people there on FNT to like play a game. It would take forever.
It would be chaos.
It would be chaos. My favorite part of Fargate is the race of hot blue-skinned women. Oh, yeah. Trying to think of a name for them. Hang on. I'll get back to you. Well, the best thing was the race war between the blue-skinned women and the green-skinned women.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boob armor.
All female races, too. Nordstrom for $300. Video games, another medium where Japan, Korea, and now China are kicking America's ass. They all make American characters better than Americans. Well, it's arguable if actual Americans are making them. Steve Johannesson for $2. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you. Look at the Indie Game Awards. Activism everywhere. Yeah, I mean, awards that's a 20th century concept that I think just needs to die. They're not actual awards based on any kind of merit. They're all political, and they're all like, look at the Oscars. Look at the Oscars. And what's going to win? I was going to say One Battle After Another is going to win them all, but I think Sinners has kind of made a comeback, and you know what it's based on? It's based on where you set on the progressive stack. Are we anti-ICE, or do we want to give a black man like all the awards so he can break the record of Lord of the Rings and other films? Now, is Sinners that good of a movie? No. It's fine. But One Woke After Another is terrible. It's a terrible movie, and people only like it because of their politics. And then there's a certain amount of cinephiles who just love Paul Thomas Anderson because he's great, but he's really not. I think he's the most overrated director in Hollywood. Well, he does so... he's technically sound. It's like, stop. It's self-indulgent gobbledygook most of the time. He's done some good films. Boogie Nights a great film. And There Will Be Blood. Love that film. But Magnolia? No. One Woke After Another? No. Daniel Moore Business for €2. Chris's beard stroke makes him look even wiser. That's the whole point of it, the beard stroke. Squid blood magic. So Tuesday in Hollywood then. Yes, yes. Leviathan. James Vanderbeek. No. James Vanderbeek just died. R.I.P. Yeah, he was fighting cancer. R.I.P., buddy. F's in the chat for James Vanderbeek. I hope they don't make Fargate for modern audiences. It will be full of Fargots. Well, that just happens to be the main villain in the series, but its name is no connection to the name of the series. There is a Fargate. There is a Fargate, and it's a portal. The Fargate is a portal. Now its location is interesting. It's basically the Fargate is a back door.
Oh no.
It's a back door.
Uh-huh.
It's not it's not like, Stargate where there's like, you can roll it around. No, it's just a back door.
Is it an exit only though?
It's exit only.
Okay.
But people
Thank
do try to
goodness.
enter it, and
Bad things happen. I think,
if I
right?
say too much, I'll spoil. Hey, X-Ray girl, looking real good. How you doing? Says Joey Tribbiani.
I'm good. How you doing?
How you doing? I prefer X-Ray girl be the ball girl. Says Gamer Gramps.
There will only be blue balls.
Maybe that's the name of the team, the San Antonio Blue Balls. Chris shouldn't hold it in, says Snacks. He doesn't. R.I.P. Vanderbeek, says Mighty Lineman. Hail. Jose A. Taco, Armored MMA, and San Antonio, Texas next month. Real night fights. Oh, in San Antonio. Jose
That
Taco.
sounds fun.
Hey, and thanks for pointing out Project Hail Mary is going to be doing an early screening for Amazon Prime members. Thanks for pointing that out, buddy, on X. I appreciate you. I think George R. Martin will release a Dunk and Egg novel soon. I think Mad Dog, I think he will too. I think he'll actually get those done. They're pretty easy. I think we'll get one. I don't know about two. You need to get bunker branding to start reprinting Fargate merch again. I miss my old lunchbox and a Trapper Keeper. Those were the days, man. We'll see. X-Ray, which female character is your favorite from Fargate and why? I would love to know. Thanks.
Probably the Ferengi wife of Captain.
Not Ferengi, it's Faraj.
Faraj.
It's Faraj.
Oh, is it Faraj? Oh, sorry. I'm mixing them up.
Yeah, you're
but
mixing up your shows.
Yeah. She just wants to be a good wife. Cooks naked.
Yeah.
And stays pretty quiet,
And the four breasts actually works. Like aesthetically, it works. She's got four titties.
That's a lot of titties.
That's a lot of titties.
Maybe they're four arms, right? But so one in each.
She's got the frame to fit it though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Go tit.
Go tit. X-Ray, which I read that one. Art gets you to open. Art gets you. I'm thinking the band U2, but Art gets you to open the comic. The story makes you stay. Says Uncle. Yes. Like it's in no way do I want to diminish the artist. It is comic art is a discipline that requires a mindset. And if you're able to produce, nobody's expecting you to be Kirby, okay? But if you produce like 12 comics a year, that's one a month. That's impressive shit. And that's what the comic industry needs. That's what it needs. I miss comic art. Image was both a gift and a curse. Because some of the image art is fucking amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But it's a gift and a curse. Which episode are you on in Stargate SG-1? I'm on, I think 7. I'm getting there. Hi, Gary. X-Ray. Chat. Damn, I'm late. Has anybody seen Wuthering Heights? Is it good? Well, I haven't.
No.
And I won't.
I might see it when it goes to streaming.
There was a time where I would say the religious Jewish movies were shit. Now it's like Shakespeare. The religious Jewish movies?
I don't know which one.
Like the Ten Commandments? That movie is fucking epic. Are you worried that Top Gun Maverick 3 would be for the TG franchise like Final Reckoning was for the Mission Impossible franchise? Better director? So no. I don't think they'll match Top Gun Maverick, which was an amazing movie and arguably better than Top Gun. I would say it's better than Top Gun. I would say it's better than Top Gun. So what do we got here? We have the spammy soups. We're going to do those on the Square Up. I'll address all those on the Square Up. But they will be addressed. Certainly. But we're going to wrap it up there, X-Ray Girl. Unless, wait,
there's
we got some
that
members.
came in.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see right there. I thought.
Okay, Kenneth LaRocca has been a member on the Gandalf member for 69 months. That's a long time, brother. Thank you. Big PD has upgraded his membership to the Fellowship. Forever Sci-Fi is radicalized. Imagine being enlisted, having to follow one of them. Smooth the DJ from the Fellowship says, all hail the biggest gamer, Gary. Yes. Thank you. Again, bring your tribute next time. The master of missing doors and spinning cameras. Oh, and don't forget, setting your horse on fire. JWT is radicalized. No bigger danger to women than the male feminist. Nope. Run the opposite way. There's two, what do they say? Bright colors are dangerous in the jungle, right? So there's two things you should just walk the other way from. Dudes who dye their beards colors like blue and purple and shit, and male feminists. There is no dude who dyes his beard blue or purple that doesn't have an internet history that can have him arrested. Hale, can't wait for MegaCon. I can't. Oh, Cash Kester, what's up, smoking man? Cash, we'll see you there, brother. He's been almost have you been to everyone, Cash? Almost everyone.
I feel like he has.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think there's a panel.
There should be a panel, I think, on Saturday. We haven't
decided on my appearance time for the booth, right? We still need to do that?
They haven't set a schedule yet. So.
Well, there's a schedule up there. I'm just not on it.
Oh, okay.
So we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Sergeant Curmudgeon, welcome to the radicalized level. You're amongst friends. Marvel will have a soft reboot, and it will suck, says Ryan Crawford. Yeah, what? I could get into it later, but they're in a bit of a pickle of their own making that they truly want to get out of. Now, they want in their head to get out of it. They can easily get out of it, but do they have the desire to do what needs to be done? And I don't think they're willing to do that. I wish they were. Wolf of Siberia, welcome to the radicalized level. Clemster, welcome to the radicalized level. Hail. Daniel Moore Business, welcome to the radicalized level. They're killing Narnia. Love both Lord of the Rings and Narnia. Yes, Lost Braves fan. They really want to take these Christian works and subvert the fuck out of them because they see it as a victory. Campia wrote a dragon book, The Pride. Says radical. Really? I don't know. Radio Man is what Radicalized says. Hey, Gary, 53 months. See you at MegaCon. Doom. Hell yeah. Favorite Italian comic, Gary? Oh, I don't have a favorite Italian comic. I don't. I've seen some, and I did buy some, but I couldn't understand them when I was in Sicily. The story for that Wolverine Spider-Man comic I was talking about is pretty good, or at least the few issues I've read. It's by Mark Guggenheim. Just look at some of the art. The villain is half Wolverine, half Spider-Man symbiote. But why is it getting canceled after 10? I don't know. Have you guys ever considered having Dr. Disaster as a guest on FNT?
Take a look at his channel.
We could. Thank you, Cucumber for 5. So is that it?
One just popped in. Super Stubs. There's a rumor in the Epstein files that the real Biden died in 2019, and the dude who was president was an actor or a clone for $5.
Well, there was a theory out that forever because he does look different, but it might be from his plastic surgery or it might just be a different dude. I don't know.
Never know.
No, we'll never know. But to just dismiss it nowadays, that would be something I would dismiss 10 years ago. Nowadays, I'm like, I don't fucking know. Maybe. Like, look at what they've gotten away with. Look what they've gotten away with. Is that it?
That is it.
All righty. And again, we have some leftover ones. I will happily address those on a Square Up, which will be Monday. So save those for the FNT Square Up.
I will.
For Monday.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They cloned Joey. Very possible. I'm not gonna. Epstein's still alive? Sure. After what I've seen, all things are possible. But thank you guys for tuning in today. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left super chat and donation. We appreciate you. You help keep the lights on. And we will see you on Friday with
Archcast.
Oh, this is a good time to have them on too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time to have Archcast on. We love them. Maybe you can. I can't do Warhammer 40K. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right. So Starfleet Academy watch party tomorrow morning, and then a video. Then we'll work on the video and keep it going. In the meantime, everybody have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Bye.